Nexus, our honorable judges and audiences. And at this time, we would like also to welcome all our finalists that have been selected before joining the demo day. And of course, new Energy Nexus team. But before we begin, I would like to please Mr. Dianto Imam as a program director of New Energy Nexus Indonesia to deliver his opening speech. So please welcome Mr. Dianto Imam.
Terima kasih semuanya. Selamat siang. Saya akan, kalau tidak, mohon maaf, saya akan mengantarkan remark ini dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi terima kasih sekali lagi kepada para peserta, kepada para juri, kepada para mentor yang telah membantu dalam terselenggaranya acara ini. Jadi sekedar menginformasikan saja bahwa ini adalah hackathon yang pertama kali diselenggarakan oleh New Energy Nexus Indonesia. Insya Allah kita akan mengadakan acara seperti ini juga tahun depan. Dan hackathon ini bukan hanya sekedar kegiatan, one-off kegiatan dari New Energy Indonesia, tetapi merupakan rangkaian dari kegiatan-kegiatan yang dilakukan oleh New Energy Nexus Indonesia dalam upaya kami untuk terus mendukung perkembangan startup yang berbasis energi terbarukan di Indonesia. Jadi terima kasih sekali lagi kepada para peserta, terima kasih sekali lagi kepada para mentor, para judges, dan saya ucapkan juga selamat kepada para finalis hari ini. Jadi semoga bisa mengambil kesempatan ini untuk bisa ikut mendukung perkembangan startup yang berbasis energi terbarukan di Indonesia. Terima kasih semuanya.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Dianto Imam, for your opening speech. As it was emphasized by Mr. Dianto, that actually these events aims to support energy startups in Indonesia. And well, thank you once again for your opening speech, sir. And first of all, allow me, Yunita Prima and my colleagues Arif Utomo, explain a little bit about our event today. Because as we know that the Hackathon Re-Energized Indonesia by New Energy Nexus invited several promising startups to elevate their levels, not only for being able to compete in the business world by giving them the coaching experience from the experts to push past their limits, but also a fresh business insight. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce our honorable judges. As the first judges, I will call Mr. Edward Ismawan Chamdani. Hello, Mr. Edward.
Yes, hello.
Hello, thank you for joining us once again today.
Yes, likewise, Yunita.
Okay, so I hope you are doing well there. And maybe just a little bit brief profile about you I would like to read. He's now currently serving as a co-founder and managing partner at IdeoSource Venture Capital and Gayo Capital, a new green initiative by IdeoSource. He also served as a board member in Amvesindo, Indonesia Venture Capital and Startup Association, Nexticorn, Venture Capital and Alternative Funding Compartment at Kadin Indonesia or Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Okay, thank you, Yunita. So I will introduce the next judges. So for the second judges, we have Dr. Insinyur Saleh Abdurrahman. Hello, Dr. Saleh. It's great to have you in here. How are you today, sir?
Hi, thank you, Arif, and all excellent participants, judges for this meeting. We hope we can get some excellent discussion today. Terima kasih ya. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure we will, Pak. So a little bit brief profile from Dr. Saleh. So Dr. Saleh was joining the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources in 1990. He was then appointed as the head of the Bureau of Energy Crisis Management at the National Energy Council in 2010. And Dr. Saleh was the Secretary General of National Energy Council in 2017. And since 2019, he was assigned as the expert staff for the environment and spatial planning sector. Thank you, Dr. Saleh. It's really great to have you here. And the third judges coming all the way from Philippines, we have Brenda Valerio. Hello, Brenda. How are you?
Hi Arif. Hi, good afternoon to everyone. I'm super excited to hear your presentations later.
Me too. We are very excited to have you in here, Ms. Brenda. So Brenda is currently the program manager of New Energy Nexus Philippines. And prior to joining New Energy Nexus, she has been working with over 200 startups entrepreneurs through the country's larger tech startup accelerator in Philippines. And she is also certified by the Masaf Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs as Startup Accelerations Manager. Wow, really awesome, Brenda. And then the fourth judges, we have Mr. Sudirman Said, but unfortunately, he cannot attend the today's event because Mr. Sudirman Said has some urgent meeting to attend, but he will give the feedback throughout MC. So a little bit profile from Mr. Sudirman Said. So he is the former Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources of the Republic of Indonesia from 2014 to 2016. Mr. Sudirman Said is also known as the anti-corruption speaker, disaster area rehabilitation worker, executive in the oil and gas, as well as the managing director of National Weapons Company. He is now being trusted as the Secretary General of the Indonesia Red Cross, or as we know as Palang Merah Indonesia. And the last but not least, we have Mrs. Yani Cunardi. Hello, Mrs. Yani. It's really nice to have you here. How are you today?
I'm good. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's nice to have all of you here. I'm like Brenda. I'm excited to, listening to your pitch deck, and hopefully we will have a very good discussion with each one of you. So welcome to New Energy Nexus Hackathon of the Energized Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bu Yani. So Mrs. Yani Cunardi is now active as the New Energy Nexus Investment Director of Indonesia One Fund, which focuses on mobilizing investment into high potential and scalable early stage clean energy company in Indonesia. She has more than a decade of experience to share in clean energy sector and energy transitions with IS and NG.
Thank you. That's a very good conclusions.
Okay, then thank you so much for all the judges for being here with us today. So our judges and all participants or our finalists, after hearing a brief profile of each judge, we are going to explain you some rules on these competitions. The first, pitch to be delivered in English. So in Bahasa is not allowed, and each startup has 5 minutes to pitch or present their presentation materials. An organizer will cut off the presentations after 5 minutes. So make sure that you make the most of it. And then video and audio are not allowed in the presentations, and startup use their own background for presentations.
Thank you. So for the next rules, we would require startups to use their own computer for presentations to reduce lagging. And we will do the double checks to make sure that the pitch presentations is the same as that they submitted by yesterday. And the startups can only send one person to do the pitch. However, all team members can help during the Q&A sessions with the judges. The pitch order is as announced in this morning, in which we will have Microlab as the first team to do the pitch, then followed by Ombod, Teroka, Irais, Bantala, Waus, Teknus, Nadi Surya, Sebesar, and last from Samastha Energy Services. The pitch time will be in 5 minutes, and we will really strict about this, and then followed up by the 10 minutes of Q&A sessions with our judges. Let participants in this case will be disqualified. And those are the rules for today. And just a friendly reminder to all the teams that the winner of the prize will be announced by today at 7 p.m. So make sure that all of you will be standby throughout the event today. The first winner of the Hackathon Re-Energized Indonesia will receive 50 million rupiah. And the second winner will receive 30 million rupiah. And the second runner-up will receive 15 million rupiah.
But not only that, Arif, because there will be an audience favorite winner that will receive 5 million rupiahs. But it's going to be a bit different selections. Like we will pick a winner from audience by submitting your polling at New Energy Nexus official website at indonesia.newenergynexus.com. Once again, indonesia.newenergynexus.com, which means the audience here who have full prerogative to choose the winner. So the voting will be up until 24 hours, starting today at 1 p.m. to tomorrow at 7 p.m. So make sure you submit your choice during the timeline. Remember, for the next 24 hours, you can submit your choice, and starting for today at 1 p.m. to tomorrow at 7 p.m. And the announcement will be at 3 p.m. on Tuesday on our official website and Instagram. So what are you waiting for, the audience? Just click our website now and pick your winner right away. So, okay, Arif, as the first speech, I would like to allow the first startup to present their presentation slide. So I'm going to let Microlab Energy. Hello, Microlab Energy.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I will let you to put your slides on right now.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Maybe just a little bit of a profile about Microlab Energy. I would like to read some like a brief profile about Microlab. So basically, Microlab is a personalized smart microgrid solutions that harnesses decentralized renewable energy to provide reliable, efficient, and digitalized electricity, optimized for rural and commercial areas. They focus on productivity and came from engineering background, and there are 4 team members who originates from DKI Jakarta. So now I would like to ask all the team members here, Microlab Energy, are you ready for today's presentation?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so the stage is yours and the time will start as you speak.
Let me introduce you to Yaskiel. As a farmer, Yaskiel mostly spends his time cultivating his crop. But after he's done with it, what do you think he will do? Nothing, because he has no option but to accept only 6 hours of electricity a day. Unfortunately, Yaskiel is not alone. There are a lot more another Yaskiel despite over 98% electrification rate in Indonesia. My name is Kennard, and this is Microlab Energy. Little do people know, rural communities are facing some problem regarding its energy usage. Starting from low quality of electricity, expensive cost of energy, limitation by the regulation, as well as common renewable energy problem. But who's actually on top to resolve this? Is it the companies or is it the government? No, you can be part of it. To drive the productivity of people in rural areas, there are some challenges we need to solve. How to have a reliable power plants that ensure 24 hours of electricity with high economical value, flexible legality, and robust operations. Microlab Energy is here for rural household to democratize energy at scale. Our know-how team offers an end-to-end solution with a decentralized PV at each house, controlled by our intelligent controller placed in the village center. To ensure reliability, we use LoRa that is suitable for this case to remotely monitor from the control center. Moreover, we built a new civilization where we involve local villagers to improve efficiency if needed. Microlab will provide 24 hours of electricity with a 10% reduce on the cost of energy. It is also an hassle-free maintenance. We can totally forget about the bumpy road when you are always inside, virtually. In addition, by using a decentralized PV at each houses, we are not required to be an IPP or getting any permission for a business area. So Microlab is reliable, efficient, and digitalized. In order to penetrate the market, we will do EPC, or energy monitoring service, for our PV in the B2C scheme. Our decentralized end-to-end solution will be leased under the MOU with the village. In return, the village will collectively pay the lease with their village funds per month. For steady cases, we approximate $1,000 per month of lease for one village, or only $9 per houses. So we have a quite flexible business model. We selected seeding as our pilot, based on their low productivity, low people density, and their high cost of energy, which is beneficial for our findings. Our solution will cost $430 for each house, with a 10 to 30% of cost saving. Each device will have a payback period of 6 years, with ROI around 16%. We are not only powering a single village, but we are targeting 1,000 plus village where access to electricity is limited, with a total market size of 50 million USD. Expanding seeding, Microlab will serve 9% of its total market size by 2028. This number is reasonable because we have mapped Microlab position compared to its competitor. Microlab came up as the best solution by inventing the new wheel through cheaper electricity and longer longevity. Most likely we are competing with government projects, but we can mitigate this by building synergy on non-overlapping parts, such as we can complement government projects with our portfolio. Our pilot implementation will take 9 months to complete. The first 3 months will be mostly spent to the designing and due diligence through questionnaires. Also, agreement must be obtained with suppliers before the installations. Then, we continue to work on the installation and engineering of the solar PV on each house. Every day, we will do feedback and iteration as well for the system functionality. In the next year, we will continue to scale up and implement to 10 locations, with keeping the availability factor over 90% on commercialization. At this time, Microlab Energy is the most relevant solution due to its huge market opportunities, collaborative government, as well as first market entrant advantage. And it has never been this close for us to actually create value for society. We believe we are the most suitable team to execute this solution because we have Michael with many management experience, Imam with a deep expertise in energy sectors, me, Kennard, with a various financial experience, and Iqbal with energy-related projects. Microlab, digitalized energy for everyone.
Okay, thank you for the great presentations. Thank you very much for Microlab Energy team. I think we are all agree that decentralized renewable energy solution is very important for Indonesia, especially with archipelagic characteristics and for the rural and isolated areas. All right, so we will continue with the 10-minute Q&A sessions that will start from Dr. Insinyur Saleh, Miss Brenda, and Mr. Edward Chamdani. So just to remind for all the judges, we will have 3 minutes for each judges. So Dr. Insinyur Saleh, the time is yours, Pak. Pak Saleh, masih, you're still on mute.
Yeah, what is the capacity that you provide to the locals? Can they select the capacity they want to buy from you? How you compete with the government program you mentioned, because usually it's free. The government provide for the locals for free for 3 years, and then the government is planning to build some others local-based energy development desk. It's not energy, but locally made. So we don't need to bring like solar PV from outside to the remote area. How you address that issue, Pak? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Saleh, for the question. So for the first question regarding the sizing, yeah, our customer, all of them can select the sizing based on what are they needed. Because our design is to build decentralized solar PV and battery in each house, so we don't need any grid for the system. And then regarding compete with the government project, yeah, as we know, right now in Indonesia there are a lot of solar PV and battery program in Indonesia, but most of them is not 24 hours. Most of rural area, they need 24-hour electricity. That's why Microlab is giving opportunity for customer in rural area to get a 24 electricity to complement the electricity that is given from PLN or from government. So this is the answer. Thank you, Pak Saleh.
Okay, lanjut, Pak.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saleh. So next we have the next judges is from Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Hi, Team Microlab Energy. Very good presentation. I have, well, first one quick question. Can you please clarify who manages the operations and maintenance of the system? And then please, can you also clarify if the system's installation is also part of the whole solution?
Okay, thank you, Brenda, for the question. My name is Michael, and for our products, we offer an end-to-end solutions, which means we do the installation, the PV installation, and also the control installation, and also the after service, the consultation, the monitoring, and the maintenance as well. But in terms of the day-to-day operations, we have to see the feasibility first, in terms of the location, in terms of the many aspects. And from that we can decide after that if we need to outsource for engineers or for supply or for contractors for the proposals. But actually what we can offer what we can offer for the unique value proposition is we involve the local collaboration as well, because we for the day-to-day maintenance we involve local people to be the site manager as well, to keep in touch with us from the control center to do some action or maintenance that have to be done on site that we cannot be done from our control center. For example, like if the Wi-Fi module is broken that we cannot access to the controller, that that the local people have to restart it on site. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess my last question is, how do you intend to get community buy-in from these villages? Is the 10% electricity cost reduction enough, or how do you intend to, I guess, sell the idea to them?
So to selling the idea, currently in the remote area, based on PLN prices, the prices is around 0.121 USD per kWh, and we are providing more cheaper. That is 10% more cost efficient than the PLN. It is the first one. So, and the second one is the neatness of the longer longevity or longer coverage of electricity coverage. Currently, they have only 12 hours of coverage and electricity. Microlab, we can provide 24 hours of electricity duration of coverage.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda, for your question and feedbacks. Okay, so moving on to the next judges, we have Mr. Edward Chamdani. The time is yours.
Yes. First of all, I think very good mentorship by Nexus Energy team. Yeah? It's very good presentations. Probably I want to ask Kennard and also the team on the competition. You mentioned about that's a limited competition, but the way I see in the market, there are plenty of solar panel and also battery, energy company. How do you first? Yeah, the questions is how do you position yourself in terms of the positioning of Microlab Energy among the competition? And secondly, from the VC perspective, we see that there should be a sustainability in our investment. Yeah? How do you ensure that, among the competition and also, from the government support, that Microlab Energy is able to sustain the operation and also the, the edge in the market, yeah, to be the leader and also to sustain economically?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elliot, for the question. So our position for the market right now, we have done some research on the market. So what is the difference between Microlab and another? Most of our computer is just installing and on monitoring the solar PV and battery, and most of them are centralized solar PV. But as we know, there are a lot of challenge for the regulation in Indonesia. To sell electricity to PLN, we need to act as IPP, and then it's quite long to have that IPP. And then the second one, if you want to sell electricity to customer by using your own grid, you have to get a wilus or wilayah usaha from ESDM. It takes a lot of time to get a wilayah usaha from ESDM. And Microlab Energy is here. We are selecting solar PV and battery for each host, but all of them is centralized in our control in the central village. So the difference is we are not using the grid, the existing grid, but we use their own rooftop, and then we use their own rooftop, and then we put the battery and PV in its house. But all of them can be monitored from the central center. It is on the central village. So based on our research, right now there are no any computer that doing the business like this. Most of them is just EPC and then just centralized solar PV.
Sorry, just to confirm on your answer, the ESDM certification, does it mean that Microlab Energy already has the support from ESDM?
Not yet, Mr. Ribat. What I mean is the WILUS, wilayah usaha. That is the, so if there is someone want to sell an electricity to the village using a grid, a lot of grid like PLN, they must get the WILUS from ESDM. That's what I mean. But because we don't use any grid, we don't we don't need that regulation.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Edward. To add some information, I think with our business model, what we can offer is the flexibility of our scheme, because with our decentralized scheme, we don't need to act as an IPP or wilayah usaha. That's what actually what Imam means.
Okay. Just to add on my second questions on the answer.
Sorry, we only have 30 seconds left, Pak.
Okay, here's a quick one on the sustainability of your startup.
For our financing scheme, we are doing MOU with the village. So basically, the village will have to pay our for the investment that we made in the early by monthly. So with each of the device will come back at least 6 years of operation. So with the leasing financing from the village.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward.
Okay, time's up. Thank you very much for all the judges, and thank you once again for Microlab Energy team. What great presentations and a great insight as well from all the judges. Okay, next, Mbak Yunita.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so that was the question and also feedback from the judges. We have heard that, and now we are moved to our second finalist. Now we have Ombod. Hello, Ombod.
Hi, Mbak Yunita.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's really nice to see you again today. So I'm just a little bit like a quick profile. I'm going to read quick profile about you guys. So Ombod, which focuses also on productivity. Ombod itself is a mobile awareness and engagement, or MAE, phone applications that connects rural and urban communities directly to experts to ensure the success of their solar PV system. So Ombod is developed by the Women in Energy team, who is on a mission to bring quality and effective digital operations and maintenance, or O&M, to small-scale renewable energy system. So they came from DKI Jakarta. Ombod, well, here I would like to say that I'm very proud to be a part of the event where the women have the equal opportunity to expand their network capabilities and contribute to energy system. Good job for you ladies.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay. Okay. I think you are ready now. Okay. There you go. So the time is yours, and time will start as you speak.
Hi, judges. We are from Ombod, Operation and Maintenance Robot Mobile App. Let me start my pitch with why Ombod. First, because despite the potential capacity of solar energy in Indonesia, we only installed 150 megawatt. Meanwhile, we really need to start doing something more aggressively with our climate mitigation. Our country carbon emission is actually the top 10 highest in the world. Greenhouse gases emissions and pollutants in urban areas from non-renewable sources are a very big problem. Second, because there are still remote areas such as in Papua and NTT, which still have very low rate of rural electrification at around 50%. And third, because we've seen firsthand, because we work in this energy development sector, And report shows that based on survey, around 28% of such remote renewable energy power plant experience premature damage. Even BPK announced in 2017 that around 150 projects were damaged, or equivalent to 1.2 trillion rupiah loss for the country. Analysts argues that this due to lack of O&M. We also received verbal report from PLN, because we work for ADB, that some of their solar home system were sold by the beneficiaries to get extra money. So Ombod can help them with their monitoring. They are the problem that we'd like to address. So now here's our solution. Our apps will help and provide technical assistance to renewable energy system. Ombod is an O&M apps that can help you do O&M at low cost. You can consult with experts, register at Ombod, or chat with our O&M chatbot for free. Survey said people are worried for O&M before installing PV, and we will provide tech solutions through mobile apps. Indonesia has more than 300 million of mobile users, and people prefers online solutions here. New normal accelerate digital transformation. So Ombod is like Halodoc but for solar energy. Our targeted market are urban, rural, and urban areas in Southeast Asia as well. Now, the market size for middle-up urban customer in Jakarta is around 300,000 households, because this is the number that people are considering install solar PV. Imagine how this market will scale up and look in Southeast Asia and in the years to come as well. Now, Ombod's second market is coming from off-grid solar PV. Based on studies, 86% of remaining unelectrified villages are base electrified with solar home system and mini-grids. PLN also plans to replace those diesel power plants in remote areas with solar PV. Even the first stage of this project worth equivalent to 25 trillion rupiah. This is the market, and there is a potential to utilize Ombod to ensure the success of multiple electrification solutions. The big question is who will pay for this and how they can use Ombod if some of them don't even have phones. We can address that later during Q&A, because now we will take a look into our approach. The monthly cost of our operation is $1,000 monthly, and our revenue will come from a commission fee, transaction fee, advertisement, and grant at initial stage for off-grid solar PV. Now, Ombod will have my solar page and buy spare part page, connect with experts, chatbot, and also self-learning platform. For the My Solar page, this is where users can get information about their solar PV from carbon offset, performance history. No less important is to troubleshoot problems at early stage, and we can sync Ombod with the solar PV so users can track the location of the solar PV. Users also have curated e-commerce from trusted and official suppliers to prevent fraud. And users can connect with experts at low cost from anywhere via chat, video call, or also phone call. We also have a self-learning platform for users to get to know anything about solar PV through quick video and photo tutorial. Now about the competitors. In Southeast Asia or Asia and Pacific, we saw two competitors from eSolar and Scoop Solar. Their revenue is around 4 million until 18 million US dollar. In Indonesia, the main competitor is from the existing O&M companies, but we can provide O&M at lower cost and also provide additional benefit for them. As for future roadmap, after finalizing the mock-up version of the apps, we'll start the app development. So now we're finalizing the mock-up version of the apps. Afterwards, we leverage partnership. We'll do pilot projects where we can learn from the mistakes and then expand the business to other cities. So
the time is up for presentation.
Thank you so much. And this is the Women in Energy team.
Okay, thank you, Ombod team. What a great presentations. And we are very happy and proud to see that a woman entrepreneurs such as Ombod is stepping in to offer the solutions. And it's really good to see that the solutions also focusing on digital optimization in the energy sector and focus on the community as well. Okay, we will continue with the 10-minute Q&A that will start from Mrs. Yani Junardi, continued with Dr. Insinyur Saleh and Miss Brenda. Okay, Mrs. Yani, the time is yours.
Hello, Vela. Thank you for your presentations. I think I have just one question for you. The very basic question, what for who? So I think you have nice presentations and a very nice, helicopter view about, the problem that you want to address. But it's not very clear who are your customer from my point of view, right? So let's say Indonesia. Indonesia now we are still trying to catch up with other countries in terms of rooftop solar PV penetration. We only have 18.5 megawatt for now, right? Connected to the grid, which is the urban area. So just taking that 18.5 megawatt as your starting point for your first market, urban market. How are you going to get in, right? Who are you going to sell to for the service of this app? Is it the current solar PV companies like Sun or Surya, or directly to your the end customer that actually have a rooftop on the at their home?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, for your questions. The team can add later. Let me just Kelsey, Bama, and Divya. I will answer, and let's just add later afterwards. So for the urban, so we have two targeted customers. The first one is for urban of solar panel, the rooftop one, and the second one is for rural solar PV. For the urban one, research from ISR says that there's a potential for 300,000 new households interested for solar rooftop. However, we noted that the number right now is still small, but we are also still trying to prepare our apps. We want to be optimistic that like this year we saw several factory installed rooftop solar panel as well. So we think that it will move forward and there will be more customers for solar rooftop. And for the rural area, the customer is the project owner. In this case, is PLN or MEMR who are responsible for rural electrifications, or IPPs and development partners who have this kind of solar PV project and want to save O&M costs. For private sector, clearly they need to take care of the O&M to ensure the payback of their investment. But what about the state-owned enterprise or government? We have seen a trend that the state auditor or BPK has been stricter with broken project that leads to a waste of government budget. And talking with decisions maker at both institutions, they have been more cautious in procuring and implementing a renewable energy project as well. So monitoring a rural energy system is hard. Not only it will lead to premature damage, even like some of this system was sold by beneficiary. That's the problem that we'd like to address, and that's the customers for rural areas. For urban areas, noted that the number is now still small, but based on the pattern this year, like several factories installing solar rooftop at larger scale, we think that this will move forward as well. Thank you.
Just one 30-second comment, Arif, before I pass it to Pak Saleh. Faila, I think you get my my remarks incorrectly. I'm not saying that 18.5 megawatt, it is indeed small, but it's growing. But what I'm saying is like this provider of the solar PV installation for the urban area, this is one of your target market, like Sun and Surya. This is part of their service. So, if they do not generate if their installation is not generating electricity, there's nothing, there's no revenue for them. How are you going to compete with them? So this is something that you need to think through for the service that you are going to launch.
Okay.
It's just a closing remark from me.
We did had conversation with one of them, and for one-time visit for them, it cost the users 500,000 rupiah for one visit.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Faila. So I think we should move to the next judges. Dr. Engineer Saleh, the time is yours.
Thank you, Faila. It's interesting ideas. Usually in our market, that if I buy a solar PV to a provider, they give me like after sale service for maybe for 5 years, so I can easily contact them to come back to check if I have problems. How you deal with that?
Kelsey, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, sure. We and to answer Ibu's question before, I think they both I think I can answer both. We intend to reach out with partnerships with some of these installation companies. I know from my experience across the world that the O&M experience that they promise you is not always what they give you. So we intend to create these partnerships to strengthen that service if people are interested in that option. And if people are not feeling like they're getting their O&M worth, we have plenty of opportunity for free learning on our platform, and they can always reach out to the experts if they feel that they need more to pay.
Okay.
So this is not to replace, but to complement.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Saleh and Ombod team. So continue to the Q&A sessions, we have Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Hi, Ombod team. Congratulations for a great presentation. My question is, first is, correct me if I'm wrong, I get that there's somehow also an element of a marketplace because you will be also selling parts, right? And there is also an aspect where you're giving awareness and education through the videos and learning materials. And then there's also a chatbot feature with technicians. So in all of these features or offerings, what is the revenue model, or how do you intend to scale the app or the whole platform?
Divya or Bama?
Hi, I'm Divya, and I'd like to thank you for your question, Ibu Brenda. I'd like to share a little bit about the revenue model. So our main focus would again be on the O&M coming from the customers themselves. They would be essentially paying for the time of the expert who will be on the application. They are able to choose the expert. And the fact is, as Kelsey mentioned, we are looking to complement the services with ease of access of these experts. They're easily available and available at a cheaper cost. So we will try to ensure that we are able to provide the customers with the best services at a lower cost that they can essentially provide revenue to us through that. The other revenue will come through our partnerships for the spare parts as well, the marketplace, as you mentioned. So those are the two revenue streams.
Oh, sorry, just a quick follow-up. You mentioned the fee from the chat with the experts. Are the experts part of the Ombod team, or are they like third-party experts who are just signed up in the platform?
Great question. Yes, so they will be just third-party experts who are signed up on the platform, and they will be able to provide their services. And the customers, of course, get to choose these experts based on their rating, etc. as well.
Yes, so our platform will try to be like a one-stop shop, connecting all the technology suppliers of solar PVs and also potential experts that can be accessed easily through our app at a very user-friendly platform. And also another source of revenue could be potential future carbon offsetting from the carbon markets that is still under development. And there could be some sort of a program of activity, making contract with the households that the reduction, the minimal reduction of emission reductions can be counted as a whole program of activity. But that's to be, it will follow how the carbon market will be developed.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for Ombod team. What a great presentations once again, and really like with the digital platform design that was presented to us. It's really interesting idea. And also thank you for all the judges, Bu Yeni, Dr. Saleh, and Miss Brenda as well that has been asked in the Q&A session. Okay, before we moving on to the next team, I would like to remind to all the judges to make sure that to fill the judging seat that is already being prepared by our committee. Okay, continue to the next team, Mbak Yunita. I think we have Teroka.
Thank you.
Okay. We are moving into the third finalist now. It's Teroka. So I would like to say hi to Teroka first. Hello, Teroka.
Hi, Mbak Yunita.
Hi, hello. So are you ready for the presentations for today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so while you are preparing for your presentation slide, I'd like to invite the audience and judges to get to know the Teroka profiles further, okay? So Teroka works in a mission to make clean technology. Actually, clean technology here is more affordable and accessible for people through research, consultancy, and also technology solutions. So the project that they have been conducting now lead by member experience in solar PV, and this team actually came from Jakarta. So I think you are ready to present. Okay, so the time is yours, and the time will start as you speak. Please, Teroka.
Okay, thank you, Mayunita. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, judges. Okay, this is a straightforward portable solar cooling box by Teroka. This is our idea for rural electrification needs. As you know, that Indonesia is an archipelagic country, and it has a very long coastline, and consequently, we have like hundreds of fissures in needs of cooling energy. So what's the problems at the moment out there? The lack of access to affordable cooling system. It causes damaged food, of course. And Indonesia's cold storage supply is only able to support like only 11% of the country's entire demand. Can you imagine? And second one is the stationary nature of the existing cooling system, which is very bulky and heavy, and it couldn't find like a very big volume that can offer the same cooling capacity, especially in the areas with underdeveloped infrastructures. And the third one, it's also always a questionable cooling system performance. We have heard from Micro Lab that they have a very limited energy access, since also the current refrigerator system is rely only for a single source electricity, which is AC power or DC power. That's why it's quite challenging to implement in the rural areas. What is our solutions? To solve the problems, we offer a portable and lightweight solar-powered cooling box. Why? We want to extend the cold chain to the source of the products. So this box is designed to be easily used by the fishers, by the dairy farmings, or by anyone who in needs of cooling energy to maintain their products. Maintain products, which means maintain quality, which means we don't want the product to lose the nutrient. That means they will increase the revenue. This can also be used for health facility to control the temperature for their vaccines. What for who? We provide a mobile cooling technology and service for food, not only for food, but also the logistics to micro, small, and medium enterprises in rural areas in Indonesia. The possibility, thanks to the small-scale variable frequency compressor for PV cooling system that make this possible. And with efficient electricity, we are sure that the implementation of the combination between the renewable energy and energy efficiency will reduce the size of this portable cooling systems. And the second one is decreasing price of PV modules. We all know that the PV price is already like $0.3 per watt peak. That means it is like the most feasible solution for rural electrification as well. And agricultural and cold chain cooling equipment was the second most demanded product categories for consumer demand and impact potential by 2018. I mean, there is a big potential over there. Market. If we see like the food sector contributes significantly to the country's economies by $160 billion only in the fishery market. This is sourced from Minister of Fisheries. And if we go to smaller market, small medium enterprises are estimated to factor like only 58%, which is like $93 billion. And we go to a smaller scale, our beachhead market is fisheries cooperatives, which will be our one of our main partner in the future, with rough estimation of the yearly market size at $190. The competition, of course, we would like to offer a very competitive advantage of our products, which is affordable, mobile, and hybrid power. As you see, like our refrigerator is only powered by AC, or others probably is powered by DC, but it's very small. Or there are also plenty of products which is not very affordable and very expensive to be implemented in rural areas. The product will have like three main features: cooling as a service payment system. So we will monitor, we will control the products to maintain also the performance of the cooling systems. and it should be lightweight and can be mounted in any motorcycle or any gerobak. And the third one will be we will increase the cooling performance by having a reliable source of electricity, which is PV modules, direct drive variable speed to reduce the need of battery. So we will be batteryless, and energy management system for hybrid operations. The team, myself, Bagus, I'm the engineer here with 8 years experience in renewable energy and rural energy supply. And of course, we need the help of our colleague, Novel Atmaja, which is the specialist in information technology. So he will make the cooling as a service possible. And the third one will be Sally Pristine, which is the expert in stakeholders engagement with more than 10 years experience.
The time is up for the presentation.
Yeah, the next will be the partnership. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Teroka team. I really enjoy your presentations, and it's very assuring to know that your team is focusing in making the clean energy technology to be more affordable and accessible for everyone, especially in Indonesia, specifically on your mobile cooling technology and services proposal. So as usual, we will continue with a 10-minute Q&A sessions that will start from Mr. Edward Chamdani, Mrs. Yeni Chunardi, and Dr. Insinyur Saleh. Mr. Edward, the time is yours.
Yes, it's very good presentation and solution. I would like to ask on the prototype that you mentioned is done already. So according to you, as far as the competitions with the solutions that you display, how is the result of your prototype, and what percentage of the completion that you think you have achieved in your prototype? And secondly, I would like to know more on your go-to-market strategy. Have you had any discussion with the fishermen or any associations or any outlet that you have collaborated with?
Yeah, thank you, Pak Edward, for the questions. Yeah, as we mentioned that we have done the prototype, and it's if I measure, it's already like 60% done. So we have built it, but it needs to be tested in different environment. So the problem here is if you put in on top of the motorcycle, then probably you will have like a plenty of shading that cause the energy to reduce. And these things that we will try to mitigate and to reduce the impact. So the cooling system will be steady every hour, let's say. So of course, it will need some tune and some tweak in the future, but we are sure that it will be ready by the first quarter of next year. And the market strategy, yeah, I'm working in the rural electrification industry or sectors already like more than 5 years. So we have plenty of contacts in the island. So we also have some quite close relationship with the cooperative, fishery cooperatives over there. So we try to introduce these solutions to them, because at the moment they only use like a styrofoam and ice block, and it takes like more than 24 hours to make these ice blocks. So having this in their minds, so they are very excited to have this. And the second thing, probably we will also engage the financial microfinancing institutions to, let's say, at the end, if we plan to use to sell this as a service, as I mentioned before, cooling as a service, we need some institution to take care of it and to control and monitor the payment of the system.
So your confidence to get the letter of intent from the parties that you mentioned?
For the cooperative, yeah, but for the financing institution, we are still working on it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Edward, for the question and feedbacks. And then moving on, we have the next judges, Mrs. Yeni Chunardi. The time is yours.
Hello, Bagus and team. Thank you for the presentations. So I pretty much understand that where you are now, you are actually finishing your technical prototyping, yeah. Bagus, 60%, and you're would like to do a field testing on it, to see what's the feedback for the customer that you are targeted, right? So I think at this point in time, when my question is actually quite basic. So how there must be some pushback later on when you do your first market testing, right? So how do you actually plan to mitigate that? Because pushing a new technologies sometimes is not easy, right? That's one part of the customer, acceptance level, and I think the other one is the other part is the technology itself, your product itself, right? How ready are they? If you're going to sell it like this, how can it actually compete to the existing solutions that they have used to, to use? So I think this is yeah. So I just want to have a feel about as a team. How do you move forward? Because I hear Q1 next year, so you must already have some planning, I hope. And I think this is something that very important from investor point of view. I mean, to see what is the, the path going forward, for us to have a good feeling about what you're going to do as a, Teroka.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Yani. Probably Mbak Sally, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, of course, we realize that this is something that as a new product, it will get some kind of reaction. We're still trying to find the right formulation for pricing and also revenue stream, in which we believe that if we can offer something that is not available, the current competition is pretty much the technology itself is something that is quite straightforward. But one thing that we have to win is from because we aim to reach the lowest segment of pyramid, right? So we believe if we can find the right formulation, so that's why we came with the pay as you cool or cooling as a service feature. So we believe that if we can make it come true, it will get a better reception from our target market. So we are still trying to work on that and try to have the right formulations on that.
Yeah, thank you, Teroka team, for the answer, and Bu Yeni as well for the feedbacks. Moving on to the next judges, we have Dr. Insinyur Saleh. The time is yours.
Thank you. It's an interesting idea. How you deal with actually what we considers, we built like the calling system near the location of the fish, right? Because scale really matters. So if you make a smaller motorcycle size, how you deal with the economic viability of the project, like if it just 10 kilo or 5 kilos, and then you need to make you consider the size that can fit with the motorcycle, etc. How you deal with that? I mean, the idea is good, but the how you again address, is that you prepare for another types of size, say bigger size or average size or small size? Are you thinking on that?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Saleh, for the question. Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. And actually, the schooling system is a modular. So this is our smaller scale for this PV direct drive cooling system. But at the end, it depends on the market future. That's why we will do like pilot test to see if this one is smaller than they were thinking, or probably this doesn't fit, and then we will do the other let's say we will increase the size of the product, let's say. But one thing probably to emphasize that our target market is basically the artisanal fishers, which has very small box as well. So normally they buy like ice, one ice for 1 liter of ice of cost like 2,000 rupiah, and they buy like 10, so it's already like 20,000. This is like the market that we see that we will compete with this, of course, but we are sure that our solution will be, yeah, even with a small box will be cheaper than, they are already get used to it.
Yeah,
Maybe Mbak Sally, if you want to add something, or
and Bagus, you may consider also when you use like motorcycles, you add another fossils, another fuel to the street. So you may talk with the electric vehicles providers. You join your idea with them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. But yeah, we will. Yeah, thank you very much for your input.
Okay, thank you once again for Teroka team. That was really a great presentation and great insight. It's great solutions as well. And thank you as well for all the judges, Mr. Edward, Mrs. Yeni, and Dr. Saleh for all the feedbacks for Teroka team. And then moving on, we will have the ERISE team, Mbak Yunita.
Okay, so that was Teroka. From Teroka, now we are moving to ERISE as our fourth finalist. So, but before that, I would like to welcome our audiences who is watching us on YouTube. Thank you, actually, our audiences who are watching, who is watching on YouTube now, for watching us and joining us the Hackathon by New Energy Nexus. And actually, our fourth finalist, since the very first time, it's very interested. I've been very interested with the name. It's very unique team's name, and it's easy to call and remember, ERISE. So ERISE actually focuses on productivity, basically in sustainable rice farming tools based on system of rice intensification method. They came also from Jakarta, and now I would like to let ERISE to prepare their presentations. Hello, ERISE.
Hello, Ms. Yunita. Thank you.
Can you hear my voice now? Is it clear now?
Yeah,
you ready?
Very clear. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
So as you know, don't be nervous. Your time is only 5 minutes, and make the most of it, okay? Your time will start as you speak.
Okay, thank you, Yunita. Imagine if paddy fields in Indonesia can double their production rate. What will happen to domestic rice production? How many farmers can benefit from this? What if this can be achieved using the help of renewable energy? Good afternoon, judges. I'm Salty, together with Hilman and Jay. We are ERISE team. I will now give you a short presentation about why you should not miss the opportunity to invest in our innovative and sustainable system called ERISE. Currently, the renewable energy sector, especially solar in Indonesia, is having several problems. Even though solar energy resource is abundant, only 0.02% has been utilized, causing a lot of untapped potential, while the government has ambitious targets. Though solar power production cost in Indonesia keeps decreasing, it is relatively still higher compared to other countries, making it unaffordable for most people. And the last issue, solar PV application is still limited, that productive economy based on renewable energy should be promoted. Besides that, our home country Indonesia is now facing a time bomb called agriculture trilemma. Indonesia must balance supply and demand of rice by opening new lands for rice paddy fields to reduce rice import. However, most of the fertile soil in Java and Sumatra has been fully occupied, while the soils in other main islands are not suitable for rice paddy field. In addition to that, farmers' prosperity has not been improved significantly in the last decade. System of rice intensification of SRI can be the answer to all of those problems. Compared to the conventional farming method, SRI requires less seeds, less water, and uses natural fertilizer. It will double rice production per farm area, cutting carbon dioxide emission by half. However, farm operation becomes more complex, since field moisture levels should be monitored and regulated. That's why we developed ERISE, an automated farming system, as the solution for rice field operation based on SRI method. It helps Indonesian farmers adapt better with complex farm operation. ERISE system will allow automatic and precise control of irrigation and rate of fertilization. Moreover, the installed devices will be powered by solar power, making it more environmentally friendly and allowing installation at remote areas without electricity access. ERISE is powered by solar PV panel with integrated battery storage. It is equipped with DC motor actuated sluice gate to control farm water level and motorized fertilizer spreader. Both are controlled by PLC. In the future, the system can be upgraded with SCADA to enable remote monitoring, control, and security features. E-rice will be made for modern farmers and is targeted to be developed in top 5 provinces during the early stages. The contract will be based on productivity performance contract that will take the capital burden away from the rice farmers. Farmers will pay the capital cost periodically based on the result of increased rice production. The annual sales is predicted to increase more than 2 times, up to 87 million rupiah per hectare per year. The payback period is predicted to be 6 years. The farmer who utilizes e-rice will get NPV around 373 million rupiah and flat IRR of 22%. We are now in the process of designing our prototype and looking for angel investors to fund our pilot project. After taking lessons learned from our prototypes, we will start deploying our products to the market by using the combination of equity and bank loan as our source of capital. We will also keep persuading the government to provide subsidy for green technology in the future. As we understand, social risk is the biggest hurdle to market penetration due to farmers being resistant to change. This might be mitigated by having accessible financial scheme through PPC, providing intense and localized customer service, and cooperating with local government and businesses. In short term, we are targeting to deploy our first 10 units, and we have to do some homeworks to reach our long-term targets, like registering for patent, taking lessons learned from previous deployment, and capital sourcing for expansion and R&D. Only after that, we can accelerate our business deploy our e-rice system in 5,000 hectares rice field that can bring 11.9 billion rupiah of average annual sales. In the future, e-rice will add up to 20 megawatt peak of installed solar energy capacity and 25,000 ton per year of increased annual rice production in 2050. Lastly, e-rice is an innovative technology developed by the millennial generation for our rice farmers. We need your help to realize our dream. I'm Salty as the CEO. We need 500 million rupiah for our project development with 8% IRR and MIRR for the investor. And by doing so, you will take part in developing sustainable economy for the farmers while also promoting renewable energy development and improving Indonesia's national food security. This is the untapped opportunity that you should not miss. E-rice, double the production, half the emission.
Okay, thank you for E-rice team. What a concise and detailed presentations. Thank you very much. I'm really intrigued with the name of E-rice. Like Yunita said, it's really easy to remember. At first, I thought it's like the virtual rice that would help with my diet. But kidding aside, the solutions offered was actually on the sustainable rice farming and automatic rice farming that can help increasing our farmers' productivity. All right, without further ado, we will continue with the 10 minutes Q&A sessions that will start from Ms. Brenda, Mr. Edward, and Mrs. Yeni Tunardi. Ms. Brenda, the time is yours.
Thanks, Arif. Thank you, Shelty and Team E-rice for that amazing presentation. And I would just like to commend you for actually highlighting the risk of getting the farmers on board, which is really a social effort that you would have to focus on. And I definitely do agree with that. But may I request that, can you elaborate a little bit more on that, on how will you plan to address this in more detail? And then another question on how robust the system is. How would you mitigate the risks for making sure that it's not prone to risks for natural disasters or climate or weather-related risks?
Okay, Ms. Brenda, that's a great questions. I will try to answer your first question, and your second question will be answered by Jay. So, how are we going to approach the farmers? So we already have like 7.5% engagement budget from each of our sales that we are going to use to get ourselves know better with the farmers' condition, and then to get to know about how they farm, and we are going to use that budget to promote our systems, and we are going to do that in a long-term way. So we are going to do this slowly, but in a more, not sustainable, in a more softer way. So it's not like we are promoting products like handphones or tablets to customers, but more into a like softer way to the farmers. That's how I put it. So maybe Jay, can you explain to Miss Brenda about the second question?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Jay. So there's always a risk in deploying such kind of system, especially in remote areas like rice farms. So there will always be risk with maybe the climate will affect the performance. There will be natural disaster, and there are also things like maybe there will be theft of our instruments and stuff. But what we think about how to solve this is we try not to invent our own devices, because first it will take a lot of time, and we are looking for solutions that can be directly deployed in Indonesia without any delays. So we are building the system using available materials, available stuff that is already in the market. So we are using like industrial grade logic controller, we have sluice gate, we have all the sensors and actuators, everything already available in the market, and everything is already robust. What we are trying to do is we will assemble that, we'll do some programming according to SRI, and we'll deploy it in the market. So performance aside, I don't think there will be a lot of issues. For theft, we will like put some cages and alarm system that could be integrated in the control system. So yeah, I think that's the answer. We are using the robust technology that is already available and proven in the market. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks, Team E-Rise.
Thank
you, Brenda, Mas Arif, and Mas Hilman as well from E-Rise. Okay, continuing to the next judges, we have Mr. Edward. The time is yours.
Yes. So the presentation was good, but I would like to have the team to explain more on the problem that you are trying to solve. I believe that the issue in farming on e-rice is not just the water level. What I'm getting from the presentation is that you're solving that, but like Ms. Brenda mentioned before, there are plenty of other parameters that you need to solve, right? So what would be your, bulletproof solution in a way that when you deploy the solution, the farmers really see this as a very good solution to double their yield, like you mentioned, from 5 to 10. So please explain more on the problem at hand and also the solution that you're trying to solve.
Hilman or me, they should answer this question, you think?
Okay, I'll try to answer the great question from Mr. Edward. So the main idea here is that the SRI method is already applied in some part of Indonesia, and it is already successful, but it's not success for a long time because the farmers itself is resilient to the changes that happened inside the SRI by using SRI method. So it will make farming a bit harder and more complex since they have to control the water level in a constant way, in a constant time. And they also have to use compost fertilizer, and they also have to change their habit from the conventional farming method that they have been using since generations. So what we are proposing is a system that can help them to adapt better to this SRI method. So they can adapt this SRI method in a more relaxing way, in a more simple way, so they can double their production rate by using SRI method in a more simpler way.
Can I add to
Yes, please.
Hilman's answer? So we should, maybe some people are not familiar about the difference between conventional farming method and SRI. So in conventional farming method, we always see like in this picture that rice fields are usually flooded with water because it is easier to control the weeds growing in the rice fields. But research has shown that even though rice is resistant to water, it is actually not a water plant. So SRI, which first developed in Madagascar, is based on the fact that if you can control the field moisture level, not flooding it, you control the field moisture level and you plant the rice and you're giving like more distance between each seedlings, they will grow much better and they will have much more harvest. So it's already been introduced to Indonesia in late 2000s, I think, and the harvest is going well, but the problem is the farming becomes more complex because you need to control the water moisture level, you need to use different kind of fertilizers, you need to plant the seedlings differently. So a lot of farmers just, oh, this is troublesome, I'll go back to the previous method of farming. So we invent e-rice. So we are bridging this SRI method and farmers using technology. And that is what we want to do. I hope that answers your question.
Yep, okay. Sounds good. And no competition so far?
Yeah, the competition so far is still the conventional method.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edward and e-rice team. So moving on to the next judges, we have Mrs. Yenny. The time is yours.
I think Pak Edward already asked all the questions that I want to ask, so I need to ask the questions. So maybe if I may to ask, is your business model in your slide deck, you mentioned that you are planning to actually doing a sharing of the revenue with the farmers. Yeah, that's you go. So, you know, the more revenue that they get, then you get more of as part of your revenue. So my question is this a practical way to actually generate revenue for you? Because, you know, how are you going to, you know, track how much revenue that they get, right? For example, they can have 100 million and then they tell you, hey, dude, I only have 80 million. So, I don't think this is something very practical unless you have, you know, some interest into the farming activities, and that's also a different kind of stories. Maybe some sort of a different revenue model might be better for you as a startup, easy for you to track, and also the one that actually can generate a stable cash flow, you know, that give a better comfort for investors, you know, so, or people that actually, you know, providing supplies to you, because you mentioned that you get all your spare parts from all over Indonesia. So this is the point that I see is kind of a red flag. So how are you going to know, you know, how much revenue that each of your clients generating, you know, and it's also, there is no floor. If their revenue drop, then you get nothing, you know. And as Miss Brenda say, farming is, you know, climate prone as well. So you, as a team, I think you probably need to think of a revenue model that are more stable for you. So to get this going, if you already reached that level, so to speak, right? Maybe a subscription fee, leasing, you know, for a period of years. I think this could be a better way to actually, you know, try out this e-rice business idea.
Okay, maybe I will answer a bit. So I would like to explain why we choose profit sharing as a way for our product financing. So this is because the price of this e-rice system itself is quite expensive for our farmers. So if we put our product, we try to sell it, and we ask the farmers to handle the capital burden by themselves, maybe it's difficult for them. So that's why we use this. We'll deploy e-rice, and they will pay based on the increase of their production. So that way they can afford our system, and without having a lot of capital burden that they should take by themselves. And for the mitigation, if there are some problems with this business model, maybe Hilman or Shelty can answer.
Okay, I will give another point of view. Firstly, from if the farmers pay in full, they can pay in full in 2 years, not 6 years in payback period. But however, they will not have any money for themselves to eat. Then.
Sorry, but I have to cut because the 10 minutes Q&A is already.
Okay, maybe we can have another discussion then.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for e-rice teams. Thank you a lot for explaining us about the SRI method. I think not a lot of people are aware about that as well. And thank you for all the judges, Ms. Brenda, Mr. Edward, and Mrs. Yenny. And I would like to kindly reminder for the Q&A sessions, it's only 10 minutes, so please allocate the questions accordingly. Okay, next we will have the 5th finalist. So Yunita, over to you.
Okay, so that was e-rice, and from e-rice we move to Bantala. Hello, guys. Hello, Bantala.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, you are guys from Bandung. You
We're
are
actually Our team that from Bandung is just one person. I'm from Jakarta, and the rest is from Garut, from Sukabumi. We're all of
from West Java.
Yeah, but because the COVID-19, we are trapped in here in Bandung. Actually, trapped is a rough word, but because we're actually kind of having fun in here.
Okay, so while you are preparing for your presentation slide, I would like to read a little bit about your profile. So Bantala, our 5th finalist, focuses on productivity, especially the next level bike for those who don't want to waste their time and energy, but still want to stay healthy and eco-friendly at the same time. So the 5 members of Bantala came from West Java, okay? So you ready, guys?
Ready. We're ready, but actually we're kind of tell of our friends to watch us at 2:20. So there's still time. Can we just have this spare time to make sure our friends are here to watch us?
I think it's not allowed from now. Are your friends part of the presentations? I mean, going to be the presenters for today?
Oh no, I mean the my friends that are watching in YouTube live, because we're actually have a time.
Mbak Mutiara, sorry
Yeah?
to cut you off, but I think we have really strict in the timing. So just please continue to show the presentations and continue with the pitching session.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure that you are ready for your presentations now, because the time will start as you speak.
Okay, I will try to share screen. Share. Have you all seen my screen? You guys see it?
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Wait. Good afternoon, Energy Nexus. Good afternoon, judges. My name is Mutiara, and I probably have grown up, school, volunteered, learned, and lived in Jakarta apparently for my whole life happily so far. But right now, I am very concerned about people in Jakarta and around Jakarta commuting in this horrible pandemic. Majority of productive people are using public transport to work, and they can't reach the shelter or station directly from home, including most of you. So imagine you have to go to work early. You have to get up at 6, get ready at 7. The commuter line station is a bit far from your house, so you book online transportation from home to the commuter line station. You get in a commuter line and you arrive at your office station, which unfortunately is still far from your office. So you walk to the angkot shelter and wait for the angkot to reach your office. The angkot is crowded, dusty, have too many stops, and once you arrive at the office, you may have bacteria or viruses from other passengers earlier. And after the office hour, exhausted and hungry, you have to repeat the journey again. What a waste of time, money, and energy only for transport in a day. And this is why Bantala technology comes for you to solve the difficulties you have to face every 5 days a week. A folding electric bike that makes you don't need any other transportation to reach the commuter line station. Compared to other transportations, which are private cars or motorcycles, online transportation, and angkot, we can wrap up all of their minus and throw it away. Not only that, we can grab all of their plus to our product and having more than their plus. Bantala technology is the first folding electric bike powered by solar energy in Indonesia, integrated to mobile apps and easily track it with GPS, and you don't have to worry about theft. Fold it easily and grab it wherever you go. Look, you can bring it to your office, and the most important thing is you don't produce carbon emission with this e-bike. And this as our competition map that makes Bantala is the most affordable and ready-to-go transportation. And the most fun thing is you don't have to buy it. You could easily rent it with subscription plans that are cheaper than any other transport but has all of the features you need. Our market segmentation are mostly workers, open-minded people, go-green enthusiasts, which I believe these segments are matched with you. Now let's get to the realistic part of this business, comparison price. Say that you go from home to station with online transportation equal to 10,000, and from the station to the office you go with angkot and charge 5,000. You repeat this for all the way back home, it's 30,000 a day or 150,000 for weekdays or 600K a month compared to our product. Let's say you subscribe for a month. You charge 300K a month. So you're saving 300K a month. It's 3.6 million rupiahs a year. Does that sound too little? With this 3.6 million savings a year, you could purchase 6 tickets to Denpasar or 72 cups of Starbucks. So either you went on a round trip 3 times to Denpasar or stock up for caffeine, it's still a good amount of money. Okay, and the team behind Bantala are the people who are experts on their field. We mix the business background, IoT engineer, project management, public relation, and social impact background, and renewable energy background into one powerful team that could make this possibly happen. And our next steps are testing MVP from East Jakarta and maintaining ads. And that's all from me from Bantala Technology. Thank you all for listening. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mbak Mutiara and Bantala team. That was a really great presentation. And I just want to remind to all the participants to make sure that you mute yourself while you're not presenting, because I think we need to be respectful to the team that are currently presenting their pitch session. So just now we have a voice coming in from us, Ivanri from both team. So please, Mas Ivan, for the next presentations, make sure that you're being on mute. Okay, and thank you once again for Team Bantala, and your presentation is very relatable, and I would love to hear more eco-friendly transportations as the solar power electric bike that would help with my productivity as well as to supporting my healthy lifestyle. Okay, we will continue with the 10-minute Q&A sessions that will start with Dr. Insinyur Saleh and then continued with Miss Brenda and Mr. Edward Chamdani. Dr. Saleh, the time is yours.
Interesting presentation, yeah. Mutiara, good presentation.
Thank you so much.
My concern is when you add, personal vehicles, then we will add another problems to the street, right? That's the concept. Why we try to make a big bus system, a transport system. My next question is, are you offering the e-bike or the system subscription system? Because you have many competitors now on market, right? You have very cheap, people can buy, and the price of e-vehicles or electric vehicles is coming to low and low. How you confident yourself that you can compete with that market? Yeah, Mutiara, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saleh, for your question. Yeah, we're actually have a competition, and we're for the first step, we want to make sure we reach our customers directly, but maybe later for the next step, we could reach our competition, not to be our competition, but maybe we could be cooperate with them. Like we have the service right now, B2C, and maybe later we could B2B scheme. And maybe from my college, you want to add something?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Saleh, for your question. I want to add something, and the question is, what we're selling is a system. Since we have a subscription renting system, which our competitors doesn't have. We ensure that we will change if there are any e-bikes that that should be maintenance, and if there are a theft, and we will give it to them directly, and there's no there's no waiting for a new bike or not. We will change them. I think that's it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saleh, for the feedback, as well as the Bantala team for the answer. And then moving on, we will have the next judges' feedback from Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Hi, Team Bantala. Very interesting concept, which is why I wanted to ask you that. Through your research, you've probably seen that a lot of bike rental service startups in Asia or Southeast Asia have actually failed. How do you plan to not follow their footsteps? And my second question is, how do you also plan to change the, I guess, the commuting or the transportation behavior of your market?
Thank you so much, Ms. Brenda, for your question. Uh, for the first question is, we already read so much about why the transportation in Asia, the bike system is failed. So many failed. The most reason is they don't follow the regulation, so they have clash with the regulation in the city, and they maybe they don't have the MTP and the safety. They don't consider the safety of the users, but we covered them all for the regulation. We already checked and we followed all the regulation, so it will be support. And for the customers and users, I really we actually already kind of make a mini surveys from our friends, and they get feedback that once they have that subscription plan like that, and they could fold the bike and grab it wherever they want to go, they want to. And actually we already made electric bike with solar panel system in Jatinangor, actually in Unpad. But it's it's like a shelter with solar panel, and we want to expand that 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 system to a different city, which but Jakarta can't do like in here. So we change the system to a folding bike from the real electric bike to a folding bike. That's why I guess we already have success in here. Maybe we can expand in other city with the change of we research of their behavior, and we really uh, complete fill out their needs. So I guess that's my answer. We already search the customers' needs.
Okay, thank you so much, Team Bentala.
Thank you for Miss Brenda for your feedback, and also the for Bantala team for your answer. And then next we have Mr. Edward. Mr. Edward, the time is yours.
Yes, thank you. Just a short questions, just to continue on Ms. Brenda's questions on the competitions and the failed history of all the e-bike solution in the world actually. In Indonesia right now we have like GoS. GoS is already deploying in Jakarta. Looking at the solution, they don't need any electricity to power just a bike, right? So it's easier to maintain. But I don't think they're expanding as of now because a lot of issue in the operational side. how do you actually solve this problem? In terms of the competition, looking at the bike itself that doesn't need electricity, and then a lot of solution that is already very cheap right now for them to buy their own folded bike. Perhaps you can elaborate more on those two questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward. I want to try answer this because the pain is when we use GoAce or maybe something another e-bike rent service, we have to return the bike to its shelter, and we know it as its pain. So you can bring it to your house, to your office, and yeah, the pain is solved. Maybe that's it.
Can I add the answer? Okay. I will add the answer from Try. So the most of electric bicycle rent model that they fail because first they don't follow the regulation, and the second one is they don't meet they don't fit to customer pain, that once they have used the electric bicycle or just bicycle from one shelter, so they need to return the bicycle to another shelter. So once we have a commute with the bicycle, and just in case we look to the shelter and the shelter is full, so we need to go back to another shelter. We need to find another shelter. We need to search where must we have to put the bicycle again. And the second one is about electric scooter. So electric scooter is more flexible, but in another in the other hand, electric scooter have a problem with the regulation, with safety regulation, with the classifying. So where should the electric scooter put? Is it classified to electric bicycle, or it is to electric motor, or the other? So electric scooter has a problem with that. So Bantala come to with the easy service. We can give the service by go to your place, and we will give our service, and you can grab our electric bicycle wherever you want, wherever you go, and you don't need to find another shelter. So we will come to the customer. So that's the easy service. Then we serve
sorry,
shelter. So thanks.
Yeah, the time is up. Maybe last remarks, 10 seconds from Mrs. Yeni.
Thank you, Arif. And thank you for Bantala team. I think it's a very interesting pitch. I really like the style that you are pitching. But I think we are here to actually help you to build a business, right? So the idea itself is good, but you guys need to think how to make money out of it, right? So I have 10 seconds. Go have a look at what happened to Obike and Ofo in Singapore. Right, so they have a very similar business model that you guys are trying to do, and they actually went for bankruptcy, right? So learn why they fail, although they receive a lot of funding from VCs, and then I think that will be actually helpful for you to actually progress for the next stage for this interesting idea. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Yeni, for the last remarks. Okay, thank you once again for Bantala team for the presentations and answer, and thank you as well for all the judges for the useful feedback for the team. Okay, next we will have a 10 minutes break, but before we go to the break, I would like to remind again for all the participants to make sure that eliminating the feedbacks voice from the other teams. If one team is speaking, please kindly mute your speakers to avoid feedbacks because that's what we are experiencing just now. And then next, Mbak Yunita will remind you about our polling system. Mbak Yunita, over to you.
So actually, teams, during the break, this is your opportunity to spread the word about your work and get your network to take action to support you. So during the break, call your relatives, your cousins, your maybe best friends, or even mentor and lecturer to vote for you. So I will to remind you because the audience favorite winner from the audience by submitting your pollings at New Energy Nexus official website. Please access now indonesia.newenergynexus.com. So because this is from audience, the winner will be chosen by audience. So please access right now for the next 24 hours at indonesia.newenergynexus.com, which means the audience here, your friends, your relatives, would have the full prerogative to choose the winner. So the voting will be up until 24 hours and starting from today at 1 p.m. To tomorrow at 7 p.m. So make sure you submit your choice during the timeline, especially this break, even though it's just only 10 minutes break, but hopefully that you can spread this to your friends or your supporter about this. So maybe you can have a chance to win the audience favorite winner. So we're gonna go back or we'll be right back at maybe around around 2:50 p.m. to 45 p.m. So we're gonna have like a 10-minute short break. And I'm sure that we still got other 5 finalists who are ready to deliver their presentations. We still got Waus Energy, and then there will be Technos, and then Nadi Surya, Visesor, and also Samastha Energy Services. So we're gonna go back to you again. Don't forget to stay tuned with us, and we're going to be ready at 2:55. Sorry, 2:45.
Yes.
2:45, right? Okay, so see you again, 2:45.
See you at 2:45, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to our Hackathon Free Energized Indonesia. After break, I hope you guys are refreshed already and excited to join us in the next presentations. Okay.
Okay, so Arif, hello again everyone, all judges, finalists, and audiences. But before we begin our next presentation, so I would like to remind the finalists to share their works and access our official website at indonesia.newenergynexus.com to vote their favorite teams. And the voting will be up to 24 hours, starting from today at 1 p.m. to tomorrow at 7 p.m. So make sure that you submit your choice during the timeline, especially for the audiences that who are watching through YouTube, our YouTube channel. at New Energy Nexus. And the announcement of the winner will be at like 3 p.m. on Tuesday on our official website and Instagram. And also I would like to remind all the team members here, they are going to be to present today. So if you want to present at the same room with all your team members, please mute, because it's going to generate the like noise or feedback, which is going to ruin your concentrations, I'm afraid so. So that's maybe for those maybe who doesn't present. I hope that you turn off your audio, and mute your audio to respect to others participant or other finalists. And after taking a short break, now I'm going to introduce you to our next presenter. The team is called Wow's Energy. Wow's Energy.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So are you ready? Can you hear my voices?
I'm ready now.
Okay,
Hi.
ready. Okay, so maybe while you are preparing your presentation slide, I would like to read a little bit about your profile. So, Wow's Energy is turning waste cooking oil and plastic waste to biosynthetic fuel renewable energy for cooking. So they actually have been running this project like for over 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? And they came all the way from Sulawesi Utara. Wow. So I'm sure that you have prepared all the things done. Just focus and make Sulawesi Utara proud.
Okay.
Okay. So the time will start as you speak, Wow's Energy.
Okay.
Okay.
There are 64 million small and medium enterprises in Indonesia. More than 16% are dominated by culinary business. I am one of them. We have a problem. Costs too much money and effort to get LPG gas or kerosene. We produce waste cooking oil, plastic bottle, plastic waste that has the potential to pollute the environment. We have no alternative fuel besides LPG gas or kerosene. The idea how to convert waste cooking oil and plastic waste that produced by culinary business into stove fuel, inspired by Bantala with distillation method, turning waste to energy less than 6 hours. To produce 100 liters of Wow's biosynthetic fuel requires about 15 liters as production cost. Wow's Energy turned waste cooking oil and plastic waste to biosynthetic fuel, renewable energy for cooking. Wow sell the product to the customer, and customer can pay 7,000 rupiah per liter, or if they have plastic waste or waste cooking oil, they can pay too with that. Why now? We need to reduce the cost of energy for cooking. We need to improve productivity of cooking, and we need the alternative that more cheaper and efficient than LPG gas or kerosene. Of course, we need solution for waste cooking oil and plastic waste that produced by culinary business so as not to pollute the environment. Reduce dependence on fossil fuel. From 7 million tons per year LPG gas needs, there are 17% that 4.9 million tons imported supply. Market size, we focus on culinary business. In Manado, we can produce 10,000 liters. It means we can make 25 billion rupiah per year. Total production is 300,600 tons per year. And we scale up, we can make 12.9 trillion per year rupiah. And total production is 1.85 million tons per year. Wow's more cheaper than efficient than LPG, gas, or kerosene. Reduce cost of energy of cooking, turning waste to energy, improve productivity of cooking. The raw material of Wow's production is abundant. Maybe we can pay or get free. Customer can also pay with waste cooking oil or plastic waste. The selling price is not affected by the movement of world oil prices. This is our product successful trial since 15 June 2 years ago with kerosene stove as a prototype. But if you want more efficient, gasification method, we can use wow stuff. This is our business model canvas: customer segment, customer relationship, channel, value proposition, key activities, key partners, key resources, cost, and of course, our revenue. This is our team. I am Chris Longdong, CEO, Ivan Rimatu, CMO, Edwin Monwarfa, CTO, and we are culinary business entrepreneur background. If you're talking about 1.85 million ton per year production of WOW's biosynthetic fuel, in the same time, reduce pollution of waste cooking oil and the plastic waste with the same number. Can you imagine that happen? And this is our plan before we're ready to scale up to another city or another country. To start to make it happen, we're looking for 80 USD to seed funding for legals, community development, R&D, market, and working capital. If you care about environment and want to help culinary business, let's talk. WOW's Energy, renewable energy for cooking. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Mas Chris from and WOW's team for the presentations. And we are really great to have the representative from Manado, Sulawesi Utara. And then I think the idea is really great to reprocess our plastic waste and use cooking oil to make a biosynthetic fuel for cooking. Okay, we will continue with the 10 minutes Q&A sessions that we start with Mrs. Yeni Chunardi, Dr. Insinyur Saleh, and Miss Brenda. Just a quick reminder for all the judges. One judges have 3 minutes for the feedbacks. Mrs. Yeni, the time is yours.
Thank you, WOW's Energy team. It's a good presentation. It's very clear and concise, I would say. So maybe I have 2 questions. One, when you are processing the waste, cooking oil and things like that, is there any specific technologies involved that will actually differentiate you among others that have been doing the similar thing? And I think the second question is the business idea that you are thinking is actually very zero into the culinary. And if you are going to expand to other cities in Indonesia, it's a very much a local matters, right? So what is your thinking to actually get into the other cities if you want to expand outside Manado? Thank you.
Okay, the technology, we use the distillation method. It's usually, but we have a special method to use that by the temperature about that. So if different, yes, of course, it's different. We have a new way to make it happen. The second question is, how you ready to scale up? Just like I said, in Manado, we have this 61 tons plastic waste. And then I don't count the waste cooking oil. It means for make a 10 tons plastic waste and waste cooking oil, mix it, it's very possible. Maybe we can produce from Manado and we deliver to another country, city on Sulawesi, and we make another producing house in another land. So it's very, very possible. We make a community. And the last presentation is I make for the seed funding, there's community development. That's how we do it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Yeni for the questions and Mas Chris from WOW's Energy for the feedbacks. And moving on to the next judges, we have Dr. Insinyur Saleh for the feedback.
Thank you, Pa Chris. It's a good idea. My question is again on the technology. How you use the technology? Are you use like a pyrolysis technology to make the biosynthetic oil? That first question. Second question: how you can collect all the waste cooking oil and plastic waste from people? You develop because many people are you have a many competition to get all the plastics and the waste cooking oil now, because this is on market now, you see. Now, one of, I understand that one technology is being developed now in Jakarta to process the waste cooking oil and use oil, and the price is just lower than your price. How you deal with that, Pak Chris? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's why we choose two raw material is plastic and waste cooking oil. So nobody can monopoly to us. About the key partners, we said about key partner about waste bank, government, culinary business, because we are background culinary business, so we know who is the culinary business partner. Of course, we can bother like this. If they want to get our this like this, they no need to buy with cash money. They can pay us with the waste, plastic waste and waste cooking oil. Indonesia, they already make from waste cooking oil, but I think it's no one make from plastic and waste cooking oil. For waste cooking oil, it's about 1,000 rupiah per kilo, or maybe 500 rupiah per kilo. But I make this 2,000 rupiah per kilo for plastic waste, and maybe we can get free from, like I said, maybe mall, maybe residential in our key partners. Like Danone, Unilever, they make a plastic every day. Citraland, Residential, Mall, Mantos Town Square, and anything else. So
Chris,
we make yes.
Chris, when you sell with 7,000 rupiah per liter, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then you pay 2,000 per kilograms for the
Yes.
waste. You add another cost on your expenditure. Is that right?
No, I'm sorry, sir. It means when they can pay us 7,000 rupiah per liter.
Yeah.
But if they get a plastic waste, maybe 1 kilo, they can get a discount, just like that.
Mm-hmm. And during your two years trial in Manado, have you got the license, or have you checked the specification to the of your biosynthetic oil?
Honestly, this is kind of renewable energy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the first in the world. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe so you can help me about that. And we not tested yet about the carbon, but according to the news that if you use biofuel, it's better than fossil fuel. And then
No,
20 G.
my question is, have you checked the specification of your product, because you're already 2 years on trial?
We just used it.
Okay.
Not check it on the lab. We will not yet check it on the lab because I'm in Manado, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem, Pak Chris. Good.
Okay.
Lanjut.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saleh, for your questions, and thank you, Mas Chris, from both team for the feedback. And then the last judges, we have Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Thank you, Chris, for that presentation. I only have one question. In your 2 years of using the product, did you see or do you experience any cultural or behavior risk with the perception from, let's say, restaurants or MSMEs or the users with using waste as a fuel for the food that they sell or they serve? So I know technically it's really clean, but basically, how do you convince them that that the fuel is clean and there's nothing really to worry about, even if it's coming from waste?
Okay, thank you. Just like I said, this is from distillation method. It means we make the harmful things on the waste cooking oil, and the and the plastic waste is already done since the first time we distillation. Honestly, I don't have a facility in here to check it, the quality of the fuel, but I think it's, we compare with LPG, is of course it's better than LPG, just like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we still have 2 more minutes left. Maybe one more questions from the judges. Maybe Mr. Edward, do you want to give some comments?
Yes. I think continuing from the Pak Saleh comment on the technology that you use, are you using like pyrolysis or hydrothermal, solutions? What kind of equipment that you use to actually extract this oil?
Okay, we use the pyrolysis, of course, sir. We use a pyrolysis and we distillate that. So we use energy from wows to cook the material like plastic waste, and we make in Manado we have chapticus. Chapticus make from tree to make alcohol. The process just like that.
Okay. Any dioxins in the process that pollute the the environment?
There's a flare. The last process is a flare, but we can handle it with water. So the last output from the gas, we fill it with the water. So the gas will with the water.
Okay, thank you, Romy.
Thank you, Mr. Edward, for your question and feedbacks, and thank you once again for all the judges, and thank you for.
Thank you, judges. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of interesting discussions going on, and then we would continue to the next team, Mbak Yunita.
Okay, Arif, that was Favorit Energy from North Sulawesi. Now we move back to Jabodetabek, where this team call themselves Teknus. So Teknus, are you there? You ready, guys? Hello.
Hello, Teknus team.
Teknus?
Yes, hello, Mbak Yunita. I'm here.
Okay, so you ready, guys?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so Teknus, maybe just a brief profile about you guys. I'm going to read that first. So actually, Teknus is a startup with specialty in clean tech and energy efficiency solution, which has been developing a creative concept ocean wave-powered energy and lead by engineering or mechanical. They came from various area around Jakarta, Bogor, Depok, Tangerang, Bekasi, or we call it Jabodetabek. So hello, Teknus. The time is yours now, and the time will start as you speak.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mbak Yunita. Thank you, everyone. Teknus is a new startup focused on clean technology and renewable energy and energy efficiency solution. We are currently developing a product to solve the problem being faced by many fishermen in developing countries, including Indonesia. The first problem is regarding the lack of capital, where most of the fishing vessels in developing countries like Indonesia still not equipped with adequate cooling refrigeration system, like a chiller machine. And the second problem is regarding the energy cost, where 8% of operating costs used for fish preservation. And the third problem is regarding the profit loss. Spoiled fish as affected by poorly fishery catch preservation would be rejected in the market. The product or solution we are going to offer to the fishermen is namely Genus H. It is a wave-powered chiller machine that could be installed directly on board for fishery catch preservation at low cost, affordable, and reliable. Genus H is more reliable because it is 100% powered by ocean wave energy that is available 24 hours every day continuously. And by application of Genus H will save operating costs and increase profit up to 8%. Finally, application of Genus H will significantly reduce post-harvest loss. This is how we'll be running the startup. Teknus doing engineering design and manufacturing Genus H, and then sell to the fishermen. In this context, the owner of the fishing vessel. In turn, we get a profit for about $100 and $700 per unit. Why now? We are pursuing to entering the commercial market as soon as possible because according to data from the FAO or Food and Agriculture Organization, in 2016, fishing vessels in the world was estimated to about 4.6 million and tend to increase from year to year. Fortunately, Asia was the largest one, consisting of 3.5 million fishing vessels, accounting for 75% of the global fleet. The second reason is regarding the need of huge energy and block ice to fulfill the fishery catch preservation requirement. And the third reason is regarding the global agreement and policy regarding the need of regarding the application of the renewable energy resources. Indonesia itself, through the national energy policy, has set a target that renewable energy resources shall provide 23% of all final energy consumption by 2025. This is our market size. Total available market worldwide is about $1.8 billion, while serviceable available market is about $285 million. But we're going to tapping only 25% of serviceable available market, which is about $71 million. Compared to our competitor, Genus H is cheaper and low cost, while in operation and maintenance point of view, it is more easy and reliable. Our competitors still using the existing conventional refrigeration technology that consume energy from fossil fuel that is expensive. This depicts a little bit more detail about our product. Genus H adopt and combine ocean wave energy converter working principle and existing refrigeration technology to create cooling effect like existing chiller machine, but without both fossil fuel or electricity. Genus H produce chilled seawater up to -5 degrees centigrade to be used for onboard fishery catch preservation purpose at low cost and eco-friendly. This is our business model. Some of our value proposition, including low operating cost, increased profit, ready for use 24 hours, maintenance friendly and reliable. Our customer segment, including small and medium scale fishermen, local fishery association, local fishery corporation, and government. Our revenue comes from product sales, which is about $100 to $700 per unit, and after sales service, which is from spare part sales and maintenance charge. This is our current team. I myself as a founder, Siti Nurul as co-founder, and Yoki as co-founder. This is our current status. We have completed 90% of engineering design, lab scale test, and initial market research. And now we are developing initial prototype for onboard test. Next, we are going to fundraising and pilot project, including MVP. Thank you. Back to you, MC.
Thank you, Mas Tony from Technews team. What a great presentations. And it's really interesting to see the idea and building a creative concept to harness the energy from our ocean wave is relatively new in Indonesia. And we're really happy to know that Technews has stepped to the front to offer the solution. All right, we will continue with the 10 minutes Q&A sessions that will start with Mr. Edward and then continue with Mrs. Yeni and Dr. Saleh. Mr. Edward, the time is yours.
Yes, agree with you, Arif. I think the solution is very interesting. My questions is simple. One is that is there any patents or something that is existed already in the world that you have checked? Whether you can use such technology like what you mentioned here. And secondly, I think as a good solutions that you have here. Having the 700 plus K revenue in the third year, I think it's too small. So something wrong with the business model. Okay, I think those two, perhaps you want to elaborate on the answers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward, for the question. Of course, before we continue to more research and developing the prototype and product as well as we already doing some research to find whether any other out there already developed the technology we are developing now, and so far we still not find the same product out there. We have searching through the U.S. Patent Office website and some keyword, but we didn't find that someone out there already developed the technology we are developing now. And so that's why we are continuing to develop the product. The second question is regarding the revenue. You said that only 700 $100,000 in 3 years. Yes, of course, because we targeted to sell this product to many of the fishermen in developing country, especially those who are low and medium scale fishermen, because they are lacking in capital. So we are going to sell the product as low as possible regarding the price. So we can increase the profit or revenue by increase the number of production, and in some country also we can increase the price of the product, so we can get more revenue based on the number of unit being sales, and the unit price we can increase in some country.
Okay, just short suggestions on your second answer. We are investors to eFishery, and they're selling 20,000 IoT for fish farmers. And although they're helping the fish farmer, but they're generating a lot of revenue, out of the business models. I think you should be able to find a good business model to increase your revenue.
Of course, I will back to our business model to check whether we can increase more revenue in our business. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, any question again, please?
Thank you, Mr. Edward. And the next judges, we will have Mrs. Yeni. The time is yours.
Thank you for the time, and thank you for the presentation, Technis team. So if I understand where you are now, you are actually almost finishing your prototyping, technical prototyping, right? And you're going to actually do the some first market testing with the farmers. I mean, before we talking about revenue, I mean, there must be some homework that you guys need to be doing. For example, what is your plan on making a scalable manufacturing on this, right? So you say, you mentioned that there is no other other similar technology that can compare to Genus. If that's so, what is your plan to actually, manufacturing this facility, this unit, so that it can actually be produced in a similarly competitive, cost, so that you can sell it, at the price point that is attractive to your first market.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Ms. Yeni. Of course, to make this product affordable, we need to use the majority of the spare part that already existing in the market now. For example, the compressor is the main component of our product. The compression of refrigeration device is already available in the market, and that's why the strategy to go to lowering the production cost by using the existing spare part and component already in the market. Also, if we produce the product in the large number, then we can get a discount for the spare part. So this is the strategy for us to lowering the production cost. And also, we don't need to build our own manufacturing facility, because we can cooperate with some workshop locally to manufacturing our product. So we don't need to invest too much money for the manufacturing facility. That's our strategy. Like many companies also do the same way in the manufacturing. They can reduce the cost by having cooperation with some existing some existing workshop that are already available out there.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Yeni, for the questions, and then thank you as well for Technis team for the answer. And then moving on, for the next judges, we will have Dr. Saleh. Dr. Saleh, the time is yours.
Thank you, Pak Tony. I'm interested with the idea. Just for more information, you mentioned about the market size for the global market size, but we need to know the Indonesian market potential. That's my first question. Second question, my concern is on the technology, okay? Because we don't know now that the proven technology for wave in the world, I mean, for the smaller scale like this, yeah. I've seen one technology in Ireland, but with a bigger size, and even they still have problems. What is the output of the energy that you projected from your equipment, from your wave technology, and what is the size of the chillers, Pak Tony? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Saleh. First question. Of course, before we proceed to the global market, including in another Asia country, we will first doing in Indonesia itself, because we know Indonesia is the one of the largest maritime country in the world, which is consisting of thousands of islands. And according to data from Badan Pusat Statistik, said that there are about 4 million fishermen in Indonesia, and the fishing vessel in Indonesia is about 400 units. Of course, this is a huge business opportunity we can get in Indonesia.
You need to mention that, Pak Tony. What is the captive market that we have in Indonesia that can make us easier to understand our business? Maybe you can complete your data for next presentation. Continue with my second and third question.
Okay. James H actually adopt the existing ocean wave energy converter. As we know, Indonesia, of course, the company that developing the ocean wave energy converter is still we cannot find Indonesia. But in Europe, some country in Europe already developed this technology. So we adopt the technology, but in another concept, we use the technology to convert the ocean wave energy into refrigeration system without electricity, because in Europe they developed this technology to convert from ocean wave energy into the electricity. This is the problem, because they need to transfer the electricity from the offshore to the land. This is require a very big investment, and also they have a problem regarding the storm. But we see that we can adopt this technology with different concept to use directly on board, so we can convert on in situ and use the energy to cool the fish during fishing period.
30 seconds left, Mas Tony.
What capacity you expect, Pak Tony?
Okay, for the small size of fishing boat, we can use for 500 watt of the device. For the fishing vessel with 4 to 5 meter length, we can use 500 watt of capacity of the product.
Okay, Dr. Saleh and Mas Tony from Technus team, the time is up for the Q&A session. Thank you very much once again for Technus team and all the judges for the great discussions on the Q&A session. Just want to make some reminder about the team. So for the next team, please to make sure that you present with the full screen options, because when you present without the full screen options, the content on the our YouTube is not really good. So, and speaking about YouTube, want to remind again for all the team to invite all your friends, neighbor, cousin, family, or everyone to stay tuned in our YouTube and Facebook channel to watch your presentations. And don't forget about the polling systems that is already open, which will be still open until tomorrow at 7 p.m. And it will be announced by Tuesday at 3 p.m. through our website and Instagram's New Energy Nexus_ID. Okay, over to you, Mbak Yunita.
Yes, that's right, Arif. All judges, finalists, and also audience who are watching us on YouTube right now. Before we listen to other three teams' presentations, it seems that we have to take a break. For those who want to pray first, we allow you to pray. You may take a break for another 15 minutes for praying, but make sure you'll be here again with us at 3:35 p.m. Okay, so make sure you'll be here again with us at 3:35 p.m. Thank you, and I'll see you again at 3:35.
See you again, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we are ready now. Yes, hello again, everyone. So all judges, finalists, and audiences, after taking a short break, like I've mentioned before, we still have 3 other finalists. Now I'm going to introduce you to our next presenters. It's Nadi Surya. So hello, Nadi Surya.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So while you are preparing for your presentation slide, I'm going to read a little bit about your profile. I hope it doesn't bother you. Okay. So, okay, Nadi Surya, a bit different from many others. So this team focuses on healthcare and sanitary. Nadi Surya is developing an integrated solutions that comprises mobile PV cold storage and reliable smartphone app to help district level government have a hassle-free and standardized vaccine distribution system that would work well even in a remote area. So they came from energy business development and health project officer background, and they originate from Bandung, West Java. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so are you ready, guys, for today's presentations?
More than ready.
Oh, okay. So I would like to hand over it to you. And so the time is yours. The time will start as you speak.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We are from Nadi Surya. Well, we started with this problem. For almost 19 million children in Indonesia, the number of them that are completely vaccinated are below 60%, which means that 2 of 5 children might not be safe. The condition is even worse during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially in the rural area and the least developed regions, which leave many children, as shown in this picture, become more vulnerable. Based on our research, the scattered coordination in government, poor infrastructure, and inadequate system and budget in some areas are contributing to patchy progress in vaccination coverage in the country, especially in remote areas. Based on this graph, the big player and the nation are responsible for the procurement and distribution from starting point until regional level. And as the centralization consequences, the problem often occur in the distribution process from district level to the end user of vaccines. And that is the opportunity for Nadi Surya with the extra miles to address the problem at the end of these chains. From those root causes and opportunities, Nadi Surya is developing comprehensive solutions consisting of vaccine refrigerators and smartphone application with various features that focus on reliability and problem solving. Our system can solve all of the problems we mentioned before. The refrigerator will address the infrastructure issue, while the app answers the needs of a well-coordinated system. And we believe both of them will elevate the vaccine distribution. In addition, we expect our business model could assist the budget problem. Our main business model is selling complete package of vaccine refrigerators that will be modified as mobile and detachable, along with the full access to digital tools to district governments. And 2 other optional models are our package is purchased by companies or central government who will donate to district government, or simply sell our application to customer with an annual subscription. Today, people are highly familiar with smartphones even in remote areas, so the app will be easy to assimilate. On the other hand, COVID-19 creates more awareness and attracts new markets that we believe our solution has tremendous advantage to be implemented now. Based on our initial assessment, we are targeting around 15 district governments in underdeveloped areas, plus 10 users from other potential markets. We will utilize various channels from tender to networking and exploring other markets to ensure our financial sustainability. We believe Nadi Surya has an unfair advantage because it has affordable range and is extremely convenient as well as superior to other competitors who don't have a system and only depend on the refrigerator. We use solar drive direct technology where the vaccine refrigerator will use a water pack as a battery. When there is sunlight, the water pack will be frozen, and where there is no sunlight, it keeps and maintains the vaccine temperature. Meanwhile, user and related parties can access our application, which can function well in remote areas because it adopts the offline first concept. This application has the main function of recording inventory, tracking vaccines, and user guide for equipment maintenance. Nadi Surya will sell refrigerator and app around 200 million and will be able to profit from the subscription as well. And the net revenue pursued from the first 5 years is around 2 until 0.7 billion, 2 until 2.7 billion rupiahs. And we believe our background strongly support the development of this startup, where I am currently involved in the provincial government of West Java and the COVID-19 task force, while my colleague is involved in the Organization for Business Development and Investment in Indonesia energy sector. As you can see, we put ourselves on the right side, which we believe the clean energy and comprehensive system, we could shift Indonesia to have better vaccine distribution management. Nadi Surya will be focused on market validation, detailing costs, prototyping, and pilot project for our next priority. We really hope that our solution will be implemented so all of these children get their vaccine well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Nadi Surya. What an interesting presentations. Kalau bahasa Sundanya, tika serepen. Okay, a PV cold storage systems for a vaccine distribution is certainly an interesting idea, and it's great to see that the solutions offered will focus on the remote area, which I think is very spot on during the current pandemic situations. Okay, next we will have a 10 minutes Q&A sessions that will start with Ms. Brenda, continue with Mr. Edward and Mrs. Yeni Tunardi. Just a quick reminder to all judges that each judges has around 3 minutes for the feedbacks. Okay, Ms. Brenda, the time is yours.
Thank you, Arif. I do definitely agree that it is a very interesting concept. I have one question. A key factor to ensuring smooth communication coordination is, of course, onboarding and engaging all the key stakeholders. So, my question is, we are trying to involve stakeholders from governments, healthcare, and local community stakeholders. So, can you elaborate a little bit more on what is your value to them, or how do you intend to get their buy-in, for the system?
Very much for the question, Ms. Brenda. So actually our advantage lies on the application, that actually our application will reach every stakeholders with different kind of access. So from start, so as you know, in Indonesia, we have some kind of decentralization. So every province have their own authority, and then RESTI that works on government see it as the problem. So we will make the application that integrated the stakeholders through our app in Nadi Surya. So for the example, so let's say the vaccinator or the health workers will mainly using the apps as the tracking for the vaccine and for the training or for educational material for public. Meanwhile, the central government or the district government will focus on using that app for the tracking data. So they can use the same app but with different kind of function, and everything's that integrated that in that app. We believe we can elaborate or make the stakeholder engagement and stakeholder collaboration more stronger than today. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, just to clarify, so the app will serve as like the central platform for everyone, all the stakeholders, where you will be offering certain solutions or functions that is very specific to that stakeholder. Did I get it correctly?
Yeah, basically because we are utilizing the apps as tracking and recording data, so the result can be accessed for the district government for the function, like RESTI phase in their works that said that the supply and demand sometimes is not really well tracked because the government give the wrong data or something like that. I hope it answer you. So we try using the one app, and then we can solve many stakeholder problems.
Okay.
And one point to be added is we really focus to make a tailored solution. So we will come to the district government or really intensive communication, doing the intensive communication to ensure that they will get their answer for their problem. Thank you, Ms. Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda, for the questions, and thank you for Nadi Surya for the answer. Okay, moving on, we have Mr. Edward. The time is yours.
Yes, okay. As much as the problem and also the solution that you are giving is suitable to the moment that we have right now with the vaccine delivery or deployment. But as far as your startup, there's I think two things that you have core value in it that needs to be proven. One is on the solutions on the software or the mobile applications that you mentioned. How are you going to lock the so-called like a B2G engagement with the government so that you will be the de facto solution for the government institutions to deliver the vaccines? And secondly, from Nadi Surya solutions on the solar panel and also the refrigerator, I don't see the uniqueness yet, in terms of how do you actually compare to other solutions. So those two questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Edward. Really appreciate it. Solution, we ensured, I'm not sure, I cannot use the right word. we believe that for the government B2G or maybe B2B, when we collaborate with big players, we believe that there's no apps until now that have the same function like us, because many of our competitors just focus on the refrigerator procurement. And then when you see the reality in the field, the tender that happens in local districts, sometimes it's just really fake, or maybe that is no sustainability when they are procuring the refrigerator. And then we ensure that, because the annual subscription of the software and then our apps also, we ensure there is a sustainability that we will engage from time to time to ensure that our solution works in that region. Then for refrigerator, actually, uh, uh, we believe that we cannot supply the WHO standard right now, but we ensure we will get the latest technology that approved by WHO, which is called solar direct drive, which is they don't need any battery, since they use the water pack as the batteries to keep the temperature while there's no sunlight. And then the added value that we will add in Nadi Surya is we will make it modified and detachable, mobile and detachable. So we see the problem in the field that sometimes we need to deliver the vaccines with ship, or maybe because the road access, we need to deliver it by motorcycle or car. And then because we focus on make tailor-made solutions, we will modify the refrigerator so they have kind of a structure, or like iron casting, or maybe some structure that make the refrigerator will distribute well. Uh, like I mentioned in this pitch deck, maybe if I may to share just a little bit. Uh, yeah, because this one, Pak Edward, we got the standard SDD refrigerator from the supplier, and then the output, it will be a mobile and detachable. And this one, so in this little figurative image, this kind of the refrigerator that in the default form, they cannot be accessed in this kind of distribution or transportation. We can make it modified and detachable, so they can be in the motorcycle, car, or just leave it in the health center. I hope it answered, Pak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edward and Nadi Surya teams. Since we have 3 minutes left, so we have to move on to the next judges. Mrs. Yeni Tunardi, the time is yours.
Thank you, Nadi Surya team. I think it's a good presentation. Just one question. What would you say your unique selling points? Is it the apps or is your mobile refrigerators? And if following that, and you mentioned that you have assisting competitors, and if they would like to do the same thing like you do, what will be your differentiation point that you have that will actually keep you differentiated compared to them?
Yeah, thank you, Ibu Yeni, for the questions. If you ask me personally that which one is the strong point, of course I will say the app, because basically we just doing the simple modification for the refrigerator that will got supplied actually by our competitor, maybe that will become our partner. That's, I think, the unique value propositions, because we know well what happens in Indonesia based on our background, especially Resti that work on the COVID-19 task force. And then the second one, the solution or the software will have really a special function that maybe really what I can say, the Indonesian things, because there is another competitor that use Internet of Things for their refrigerator, but the first one it's come from Europe, and the second one is very expensive, and it's not really touch the Indonesian problem that may be different from developed countries. Yeah, I think it's answering Ibu Yeni, or do you want to add something?
Arif, do I have time?
30
One more
seconds
minute.
left, Bu Yeni.
30 seconds then. So can you explain in 30 seconds what is so special about the apps that you have in mind?
It's offline first concept app, so we can it can work well in remote areas, and then it have various function that really solving the problem in Indonesia. I think it's it because it really can work well in remote area that have a very limited connection. Thank you, Ibu Yeni.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the judges, and thank you as well for Nadi Surya team. What an interesting presentations and discussion that we have in the Q&A session. And then moving on, over to you, Yunita.
Okay, that was the presentations from Nadi Surya. But before that, Arif, so you mentioned before about pikaresepen. Little bit corrections is actually emphasized in the middle. Pikaresepen, which means it's very interesting. So we're gonna move to another pikaresepen presentations. Now we have Visesar. So hello, Visesar.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Okay, so if you hear the name, maybe you right away related to fisheries. You may be right, because this team who came from East Java, right? Jawa Timur.
Yeah.
Yes, and you focused on building smart system to monitor fish pond water quality for fish breeder or shrimp breeder sensor, and based on the Internet of Things using fiber optic sensor. Is that right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay. So now I think you are ready with your presentation slide, and I will give you 5 minutes to present your slide, and the time will start as you speak.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rur Eka Fawinanto from Visesar team. Thanks for the judge for having me to present our idea of smart sensor for fish pond application. So Indonesia, with area of aquaculture around 1.2 million hectare, making it a commodity that has the potential to get the large income. However, that was not followed by water quality and efficient monitoring. So currently, fish pond monitoring technology is drained a lot of results, especially in the security energy, monitoring management, and dangerous installation that around 2,000 people has passed away due to chemical reaction during sensor installation. So therefore, we from the Visesar team provide a solution where the value offer is accurate, safe, and high corrosive resistant. With the mission is to help local business to business or B2B fish breeder industry and produce a good fish quality. So furthermore, our target market is a state-owned corporation, namely PTPN, so in the fisheries business line, where Visesar can provide a monitoring system and fiber optic sensor, and they pay a subscription of around $700 a month. So for the urgency of utilization of this technology is safety. For example, it is reduce short circuit risk because it is no electrical current for sensing working principle. Weight, for example, it is handy and a small size. RF effect, for example, it has no magnetic interference. Data bandwidth, because it is just require a small bandwidth because it based on cloud server. And durability, for example, it has high resistant corrosion. So based on the data from the IoT Indonesia Association and Facebook advertising, the market potential for optical sensor and IoT is very large and reach over 36 billion USD. Then for the device providers, around 25 billion USD in 2023, and for 1 year market share in Indonesia around $500 million USD. So based on our research that we have done, although there are currently three Visesar competitor, namely Honeywell, ABB, and Texas Instrument. The advantage of our product are it has an exclusive design and universal, which means multivariable can be measured by our device. So this is how to ordering our product. The buyer only enter to the website or landing page, then fill the form. Then the installation to the pond is carried out by expert from the Visesar. So this is our product. Currently, the lab scale test of the product is done and will be integrated with a cloud server so the user can monitor water quality in real time. So furthermore, Visesar also is equipped with water quality mapping so that user can get the location and water quality accurately. So Visasor business model for the first 100 user is assuming purchase in the Java island and 2 unit subscription device. It has total turnover of 1.68 million USD per a year with a total revenue around 1.7 million USD per year and spare parts sales. So this is for Visasor sales can be supported by market adoption, including direct selling, endorsement, optimized website with Google SEO and FB advertisement, and the last is the direct marketing with attached brochure by email. So this is our team and myself is Mereka Pawinanto. So for the target per year is for the next step is we plan to endorse and market acquisition in 2021, then go to representative seller in 2022, then go to public in 2023. So that's all for us. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you very much, Visasor team. That was really concise and great presentations, and the solutions that offered could certainly help our aquaculture farmers. And the innovative idea to integrate the IoT or the Internet of Things definitely would help the productivity from them. Okay, as usual, we will have a 10 minutes Q&A sessions that will start with Dr. Insinyur Saleh and then continued with Miss Brenda and Mr. Edward Chamdani. Dr. Saleh, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. It's very interesting solution. So you change the wire to the fiber. Okay, can you elaborate more on the role of renewable energy on this technology, Pak?
Okay. Okay, as you can see in this picture, the sensor will integrate with the solar panel as for the source for the light source. So the light source is connect to fiber optic, and the fiber optic sensor also connect to repeater. That's connect to cloud server also. That's connect to the phone. That's the integration system stuff.
So where you install the solar PV and the battery? Is that close to
outside the fish sponsor? Yes, just close to the sensor.
Okay, what is the scale of the fish pond that you want to develop with this technology?
Yeah, based on our research previously, that's in East Java there is a fish pond around 10 hectare. Yeah, by then that we can apply this divisor.
No, I mean your customer, each customers, your customers, the owner of the fish pond business. Hello.
Yeah. Around just the scale of the pond, right? Am I correct?
Yes, correct, Master.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just 10 to 50 millimeter square, I think so. The customer for each pond, but the customer has a lot of pond, so he or she has a lot of pond. Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, but thank you. Lanjut.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saleh, for the questions, and thank you, Master, for the feedback. And next, we have Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Thank you. My question is, the market you mentioned that you are targeting is the optical sensor and IoT market.
Yes.
Is the aquaculture sector a significant part of this?
Yes.
And a follow-up question is, aside from the fish ponds and the aquaculture industry, what other sectors are you looking at for this technology to scale?
I think just for fish pond or fisheries of just for fisheries field. I think yes. There is no other field.
And
just for fisheries field.
This aquaculture fisheries sector, is this a significant sector for the IoT and optical sensor market?
Yes, because when we can control the quality water quality monitoring, so the relationship is when the water quality is good, so the production of fish can be increased. So that's the relationship why the system is important to fisheries industries.
Okay, thank you. My last question is, can you elaborate more on what is the competitive advantage aside from the technology? Is someone in the team who is, from the aquaculture sector, or yeah, I guess more about what makes you different as aside from the technology?
Yeah. What's the difference from pitches or product and then the others is because we use the fiber optic sensor, so that is the lower risk, and then no interference of magnetic interference than the electrical sensor product. And our product is universal or common, so some indicator like pH, turbidity, and salinity can measure in one time by our products. So that's the different from the other product with the other product, I think.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda, and thank you again for visitor team. And next we have Mr. Edward Chamdani.
Yes, just a quick question and also statement, because we have a case whereby we also invest in e-fishery. We know also Jala is doing similar things. So I think in the space that you are trying to solve the solution is similar like a system integrator or solution providers. Probably you want to elaborate more on what differentiate you from any system integrator or solution provider in terms of the business model. Because as venture capital, if they want to invest, usually they're reluctant to invest in just system integrator solution providers. They want to seek the business model. Can you elaborate more on the business model that you are trying to differentiate from Jala and also e-fishery?
Yeah, I think what's different for the from the fisher with the others is we can B2B business concept, then that we can give a rent the system, so fiber optic plus monitoring system with subscription, and we give to our customer is fiber optic sensor, monitoring sensor, and also the maintenance. That's I think the what for
any cloud analysis that you're doing?
Cloud, yeah, will be there will be a cloud analysis, and it will integrate with the cloud server, I think.
And what data that you're collecting?
The data is like salinity, turbidity, and pH, etc.
Can you collect data on the how much if effective is your system in terms of yield and also the amount of the harvest potentials?
For the harvest potential?
Yep.
Yes, for the harvest potential, we cannot done yet for the study of, but with aquaculture in Indonesia in 2016, this is 1 million hectare. That's I think that's a sexy issue, and we can apply here. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward, for the questions, and thank you once again for Visitor for the feedback. We still have roughly 2 minutes left, so maybe there is additional questions, or maybe Mrs. Siani, do you want to add some comments or feedback?
No feedback. I think my fellow judges have have asked all the questions that I would like to ask. I think, but maybe one last remark, as Pak Edward has mentioned, they are assisting competitor with the similar solutions, right? And I think what I see so far for the pitch presentation, the feedback to the team is too technical. It doesn't actually came across, right? What are the value that being generated if you're talking to a customer, right, or the investors. The whole presentation, the whole explanation of the technical, I would say. So this is something that the point that I think the team could actually take into consideration to improving that pitch. For me, that a non-fishery person, I get lost into the pitch. So I think, yeah, something to improve on that front.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Jenny. We have roughly 40 seconds left. Masrur, do you want to add a last remark, maybe?
Yeah, thank you for the advice. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the Visasor team and all the judges for an interesting discussions around the aquaculture and the idea from Visasor team. Okay, next we will have last but not least team. So Yunita, over to you.
Yes, you're right, Arif. Last but not least, this is Samastha Energy Services. Hello.
Hi there. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys ready for today's presentations?
Yeah, sure. We are ready.
Okay. Have you already put your slides on now?
Yeah, we can share it. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a little bit. I would like to introduce you to the judges and to the audiences. So actually, our last finalist, Samastha Energy Services, is energy independent PCR laboratory and mobile vaccination center based on solar energy, which obviously work on healthcare and sanitary field. PT Samastha Energy Services itself was founded on 7th May 2011, right? In
Japan. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so have considerable experience in the oil and gas and IT industry previously. Is that right?
Yeah, and also renewable. Yeah.
Okay, so the time is yours, and I think you are ready to present right now. And the time will start as you speak.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the time. So today I will present on behalf of the group about Mentari, we call it. So back in 2 months ago, actually, we started to see the various problem that might appear, especially when the vaccination will be happening. For example, especially COVID-19, right? So lack of availability of good electricity or good energy system to support mobile laboratory and also vaccination center. So the picture showing the road nearby Jakarta, what happened if it is in an even more remote area? So we can imagine that, right? So and vaccination, we know that certain vaccination like Pfizer and Moderna require a good cold chain system or good freights that basically need to have electricity all the time, and you just cannot lose the power or it will be spoiled, and including the reagents as well. So there's a big consideration about it. So solution, actually what we think about, we offer a typical diesel or gasoline based car, fan or boat. So we are not going to change the car or the boat, right? But what we will what we are doing is actually equip it with the hybrid diesel and solar powered electricity. And then number 3 is a compact solution for the lab and vaccination. So that can fit the limited space and also fit for purpose. So this is a typical design for 2 rooms, and then this is for 3 rooms. So I think 3 rooms at the moment not really feasible for the smaller car. So we will be focusing more on the 2 rooms design. And then in picture, this is more like this. So we have experience supplying typical COVID-19 car in the past. So coming from that background, we upgraded so that it can be suitable for the vaccination, and also it have independent power system, a kind of independent power system to power it up. So we foresee 2 modes of operation. So the mobile operating unit that basically operating from the morning until the end of office hour, for example, from 8 to 5. So this is typically can be done in a cities area, for example, even Jakarta. and can be used as a temporary service station for vaccination and or also for the molecular laboratory checking. And number two, this is the even harder type, basically the mobile unit that can operate for a day or many days, right? So this one, typically you have to think about it, that you need to have a solar panel, battery, and also typically generator set as well. And this will be operating in the most remote area. For example, if it is in maybe like a county, like in Bintuni area, that you go after several hours, then you need to go the whole day, and you can only come back the next day, right? So and also typically there's some even worst case if it is in the mountain area, whatever. So that one need another exploration and research. Technology wise, we think of that the medical equipment and the vaccination is not the main focus of this product, but we already have a very good knowledge and even the pricing of it. So overall, the total energy needed for complete system is about 78 7 kilowatt hour. And then the technology that we designed can be depicted here, that we have a flip solar panel on top of the car that have capacity about 2 kilowatt peak, and we assume 5 to 6 hours of sun radiation, hybrid power inverter with capacity 7 kilowatt, battery basically to cater for the operation, and then diesel genset 6 kilowatt. So typical operation. So I think there will be question about it. Basically, from morning until afternoon, for example, from 8 to 4 p.m., there will be solar panel plus battery operation. Why not only solar panel? Because we know that the sun radiation is intermittent, right? So we need the battery to operate at the same time. And then from 4 p.m. onwards until morning, if people need to still have an operation of it or still stuck in a remote area, then there's a combination of battery only and then battery plus genset. Yeah. So that's the typical operating hours. So this is design of fridge and lab equipments. I'm not going to go to detail about it because this is all the medical, but I think this is model what we are going to do or have been doing, I think, in the past couple of months for the non-solar powered one is actually as a selling item and mobility as a service. So mobility as a service.
Sorry to cut you off, but the times is
yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you from Samastha Energy Services. It was a great, good presentations. A little bit too focused on the technical side, but it's still a great presentation.
Thank you.
We are delighted to see your ideas on Mentari, the Energy Independent PCR Laboratory and Mobile Vaccination Center.
Yeah.
I think we could really help with our current situations fighting against COVID-19.
Yeah.
Without further ado, we will have a 10 minutes Q&A sessions that will start with Mrs. Yeni Junardi, continued with Dr. Saleh, and Miss Brenda. Okay, Yeni, the time is yours. Hello, Yeni. Okay, maybe we can switch to Dr. Saleh first.
Yeah, thank you. It's thank you. Very interesting presentation and ideas to me. However, I would like to ask Mentari.
Yeah.
So you developed two system innovation, if I may say that.
Yeah.
Number one, the hybrid source of vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
From PLTS, that is solar and fuel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, you develop the compact unit for lab and vaccine. What actually the more important in these two concepts, Pak? And number second, do you think that this you will get the market for people will interested to your concept?
Yeah, sure. I think the main concern of various user of Pemda and hospital and etc. is actually, I think, in the past for the molecular lab is actually the availability to be able to serve in remote area with a smaller testing capacity. And then with the vaccination that will be happening, for example, starting from January 2021, the problem will be there will be double problem, because the vaccine simply cannot be transported without good electricity, or otherwise it will be spoiled, right? So I think this problem is very clear, and with that that's why we designed the system. Yeah. And then whether it can have a customer, yes, we have been talking to several potential adapters, and so far there have been a good response. But yeah.
Herman, when the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine already distributed,
yeah,
then who is your next market?
Basically, this mobile molecular laboratory, right, is here to stay, right? Even though there's no COVID, right? So I think, as we know, molecular laboratory can be done for even like a prodia testing. Actually, is like a testing, routine testing can be done as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Terima kasih. Thank you, Pak.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Saleh, for the questions, and thank you for Samastha Energy Services for the answer. Next, we have Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, the time is yours.
Hi, Herman. Thank
Hi.
you for that presentation. Can you elaborate more on maybe the risk of theft and risk of reliability in terms of power, especially for remote areas, and the
Yeah.
quality of the lab results?
Okay. So I think the quality of laboratory result is basically the same with what have been with the testing in a let's see, in a big building center or whatever. So of course, then during the testing you cannot move, right? So basically the idea is actually to move from one point to the remote point, and then you stay there during the testing and power it up with the power supply, and then you will still have a good testing result, because this is standardized to BSL2, which is the standardization for the laboratory. Yeah.
And then in terms of reliability of power, because I understand that this is something that is usually a challenge with mobile laboratories. Is it something that you foresee as a risk or a potential challenge or problem for you?
Yeah, at the moment we have been testing it in our workshop for the last I think several weeks. I think so far we see the result is reliable, pretty reliable and standard, and I think for potential issue, for example, let's see, the solar panel maybe doesn't fail to harvest the electricity system for a while, and then several other issue. That's why we also include this generator set, right, as a backup if something happening to the solar panel or the wiring, for example, right? So yeah.
Okay, sorry, my last question would
Yeah.
be for the entire system, which component or which part do you consider as the main innovation?
Yeah, I think the integration between this hybrid power system to the storage system of the vaccine and the reagents, right? So this one, I think so far what we have been seeing in many countries, including Indonesia, is typically you just use the car, and then the car just have the testing facility, and then they have to connect it to the generator set the whole day basically. And then there's also an issue in the remote area, right? Sometimes you cannot find the gasoline as well. So this is also not is even not is even worse in terms of reliability, because in remote area in Indonesia, gasoline is sometimes you have to find it from a faraway place. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much,
Thank
Herman.
you.
That's all my questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda, for your questions, and thank you once again for Samastha Energy Services,
Thank you.
Pak Evan, for the answer. Next, we have Mr. Edward Chamdani. Mr. Edward, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Herman, your solution, I think, looking at your background and your track record is quite convincing. Yeah? Although your presentation explaining a lot on the technical aspect, and the differentiation to other solutions basically based on your track record. So my question is simple. say the government is convinced with you,
Yeah.
your solution, and they wanted to order, say, 1,000 units of yours,
Yeah.
will you be able to deliver? How scalable is your solution to deliver quickly?
Yeah, it's certainly scalable. I think because the components is readily available. I think for special type freights that can cater up till -80, that one is probably some challenge with that because every country will be looking for that freights. But then the rest is actually readily available. So I will say scalable. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That answers my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for Mr. Edward and Pak Herman as well from Samastha Energy Services.
Yeah.
We have roughly 2 minutes more. So maybe, is there any other questions from the judges or maybe last remark from Pak Herman from Samastha Energy Services?
Yeah, for me, actually, I think this prototyping that we have been doing, right? So it's kind of we see the trend is happening as well in several countries, especially like in US. They have been trying to do this independent type car that can do the vaccination because of the logistic challenge with the cold chain, right? So apparently this issue becoming apparent the past 2 weeks, I think, because of the success result of Pfizer and Moderna, right? So this becoming actually when the time we submit to Nexus, actually we see there's a problem, but we do not foresee that it will be an even bigger issue, right? Because of the vaccine until -80 Celsius. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you for all judges for the questions, and thank you from Samastha Energy Services.
Thank you.
It's a really interesting presentations about the Mentari solutions, the independent PCR laboratory, and mobile vaccination center.
Thank you.
For everyone, that wrap up our pitching sessions with all the top 10 finalists in Hackathon Energized Indonesia. We would like to thank you for all the top 10 finalist team, all judges, and all audience in our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. Okay, over to you, Yunita. Maybe you can explain for what we will have on the next event.
Okay, Arif, so we have our 10 finalists presenting their projects, and coming next, we will have a prayer break until 7 p.m. But before we go, we would like to remind again and again for all the finalist team to stay tuned with our event because there will be the winner announcement.
That's right, Yunita. So just a quick reminder, the first winner of the Hackathon Energized Indonesia will receive 50 million rupiah. The second winner will get 30 million rupiah, and the second runner-up will get 15 million rupiah.
Okay, so don't forget also, we will also have the favorite winner that will receive 5 million rupiah. So don't forget to show your support to your favorite team for all the audience who are watching on our YouTube channel by submitting your polling at the official website of Indonesia.newenergynexus.com. I will repeat, Indonesia.newenergynexus.com. And thank you again for all of our judges, top 10 finalists, and all the audiences at home for watching our Hackathon event through our YouTube, and see you again at 7. But before that, I would like to thank our official partners, Surya Utama Nuansa, WeCare.id, IKEA Foundation, and Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources as our official. Thank you so much for your support and cooperations. And Arif?
Yes, thank you for all partners.
We're gonna see you again.
Without your help, without the help from our partners, from our official partner, the Hackathon's Energized Indonesia event will not be as great as that we have today. Okay, and just a quick reminder to all judges, Dr. Saleh, Mr. Edward, Miss Brenda, and Mrs. Mrs. Yeni, to join the group Zoom meeting to discuss about the decisions about the winner. We have invited to your Google Calendar, so just make sure that you will be joining us for the discussion. Okay, that's all from us, everyone. Thank you very much, and see you again at 7 p.m.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well done, everyone.
Well done.
Bye. Cheers from now.
Good luck, good luck, good luck.